Welcome back. We're going to be doing another training session. This one probably won't be as long as the last one. We had a 4-hour one that people watched in increments. You know, it's funny because my intention with that was just to encourage and bring the reality of what it takes to be great at things in general. I think, you know, because it's a quote unquote children game, which isn't true, but we're not going to go into that. It's or just any, you know, game in period. There's this assumption that it's not supposed to be difficult. You're supposed to innately, just as if it's not a skill set, just like any other aspect, right? As if tennis isn't a game because, you know, people get paid for it. It's not a game, right? Or, you know, the ability to get good at sales and in any process, right? And so, you know, my big thing is to use the things you like to do to make you better at the things you need to do, right? Sometimes the things you need to do are the things you like to do, but sometimes they're not. And so, you know, my goal was to demonstrate to you the same process behind the scene that I used back when nobody did this. I don't say I invented reviewing the replays, but we'll just say popularized wouldn't be far-fetched to say, because there was a time where none of this was a thing, right? Nobody, like, this was, so all these training process, the verbiage, value, all these like frameworks came about from the desire over the years to drop the barrier to learning competitive bonds. And so we're going to do that again today with this video. And so let's break this down step by step. So the first thing you want to do is you want to identify what you can't guard against, what the opponent can't guard against. All that means is what on your team is offensively problematic. So Moltres, we're going to do this step by step, both defense and offense, meaning I'm going to assess each Pokemon and determine its defensive and offensive potential. So in this case, Moltres has both. Moltres defensively and offensively does well versus Rillaboom, Lucha, King Gambit, Cinderace. So the two dragons on the back end are the only things that offensively threaten Moltres, like in a big way. These three are Moltres fodder, more or less. And so because that's the case, Zamazenta shares a similar potential, right? Zamazenta claps everything except Dragapult, assuming this does not Terra Fairy. Prim is, you know, obviously can't do much versus the Rilla. Prim is good in a different way. Prim is good under setup condition. Is very hard to stop it. But Rillaboom needs to be beat down quite a bit for that condition to be met. Garganacl is really dangerous upon iron defensing. It's just a question of whether or not I want to terrestrialize that. Tusk is actually really problematic too. If you look at his team in Ice and Ground, every one of his mon is weak to one of them. And Dragapult upon Draco Meteor and Shadow Balling almost has no counter. And so we have quite the situation here. Hawlucha is semi-problematic. It can be more dangerous, like because of Terra, so we're gonna be mindful of that. And his Dragapult without my Garganacl being Terra'd. Raging Bolt always gives me trouble, just because of the nature of this team is structured. But because of a loss we took in an important, in a training, we realized how problematic it is. So we're not gonna allow it to have its way in the way it did last time. And so since Dragapult and Raging Bolt are the biggest threats to us, you want to lead in a way that stops the most threatening thing on the opponent team. That's why it's so important to identify. Now, usually here I would, you know, formulate a game plan and say what needs to happen. But as a training process, it's important to just focus on where you are right now. You know, there's no need to, because there's building block. If you try to do everything I mentioned in the beginning, you're gonna be in trouble, right? And so what we're gonna be doing here is actually go Primarina. Now typically here I would you actually risk the speed. That gives me a lot of data. So he was willing to risk the speed tie, and he confirmed that he's physical. So this is useful because oh, he stayed in his U-turn was okay. So he got a massive advantage there just now. And I'll have to deal with it. So we're gonna Garganicle here. Garganicle is my best mid-ground mon. He has Draco Meteor in his choice specs and he one-shots me. That's really important. But it's not nothing I can't get around. He has U-turn and darts. Implies that the Pulp might not be Wisp. And he specs Raging Bolt, which is actually kind of good in the case like this. I didn't anticipate non-choice darts, so that's a big deal, and we already again confirmed that Raging Bolt's the big issue for me. So what I'm gonna end up doing here is we're gonna go Great Tusk, and I'm gonna Ice Spinner directly for two core reasons. One, Rillaboom likely to hard switch in, but even if Rillaboom didn't hard switch in, it's not a big issue. Well, it goes hard Hawlucha. I didn't expect Hawlucha. Hawlucha is great for us. Hawlucha is great for us because this encoring beast could be a huge problem for my Zamazenta, especially if it's full on physical. I want to force a Terra and then potentially Zamazenta sweep. It's far from over, but his and he doesn't have the unburn boost, so he can't do as he pleases. As this allows us to do I rapid spin into? My only qualm is the hard switch to Cinderace here. What would my play be? Objectively, if he were to go Cinderace here, both gonna rapid spin here. He goes Dragapult. What? Okay. So this is no bueno because I'm letting in Raging Bolt again. Oh, he has a Will-O-Wisp. So that's actually not bad. That's good news. That's actually really good news. It just means that I have to stare down the Rillaboom, which I didn't want to do with Prim yet. And so, but the Will-O-Wisp on Pult is really good news. Damn, how is that good news? Well, that means that because my Zamazenta is Terrifying, he's a physical Pult, which means he's probably Hex. Once I Iron Defense up, I can actually potentially even leverage his own. The question is just, you know, can I force something to terrestrialize, right? So we're not gonna, we're far from out of the game, but it's a very tricky game indeed. This is an important turn. I don't know what the Rillaboom is, if it's Choice Band, but it's probably Terrain Extender. It's a fairly safe knock for him. I wanted to stay in so bad, but I get the burn, which is a big deal. But I'm just trying to avoid situations where I'm luring in Raging Bolt. But I'll have to play for the long game big time. Yeah. So I'm going hard Primarina here. If he electric moves, so be it. I lose. I don't lose, but I can win the game in a different way. I'm really glad to see Hawlucha here. Really, really glad to see Hawlucha here. Because defensively, I have everything I need. The Raging Bolt is literally the only issue for me. So it looks rough, but far from over. What would I need to do? If I were to go Moltres. Okay. I need to burn his Raging Bolt. Best to Will-O-Wisp here, the best to attack. I'll just attack it. Yeah, because he's gonna attack me, and I don't want to risk missing Will-O-Wisp there. So here comes the Raging Bolt. Give me if you hear some tea in the background. So Draco is free here, which is partly why I want to roost. But if Garg got one shot, Moltres, Garg has 339 and more HP, so Moltres is 100% getting one shot. Just a matter of what. Okay, I'm gonna play long term here. I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp. Oh, he's faster than me. Shit. I didn't expect him to be faster. Alright. So we're gonna play long term then. If I get too many boosts with Senta, he's fucked. It's looking rough. He got every raging bull turn right, which, you know, is whatever to me. So darts make sense. I can't lose Tusk, not yet. A Will-O-Wisps, so I have to up the aggression here. Oh, he goes Cinderace. I don't know why. Okay, he must have Sucker Punch. My Tusk is really lethal as well. Like if I okay, here's a Cinderace, which is a big deal, which means I get. That's actually a really big deal. That's a really big deal. I could see him going back to Polt here. He knows I'm choice locked. So either Iron Heads here, he goes hard back to Polt. Because my Terra Dark Great Tusk can win as well if I play this correctly. And you wouldn't want Zenta coming back in. So if I go Tusk here, I should Shadow Ball here again so badly. Terra Fairies though. Oh, Terra Blast. Okay, that's like the best possible option. That's like amazing for us. So I'm actually save the Polt. Oh wow, I didn't expect him to do that. That's actually wonderful. So Boom dies as he knocks. This is perfect. This is literally like the best case scenario, especially because I forced the Terra and got the terrain. My Zenta just Iron Defense spams. Gambit makes sense, but the fact that I'm Terra Fire is gonna be a big problem for him because I've never terrestrialized, and so the Raging Bull never got a chance to. Oh my goodness, this is wonderful. Oh, and he didn't even. Oh my goodness, yes. So I Terra Blast Fire. I mean, I Iron Defense here. Draco would not. I Thunderbolt here. Let me run the calc on Raging Bolt. He's max speed. This thing is decently bulky. Every Zenta runs fucking sub. Side Thunderbolt. Zamazenta. It's an important turn. But I'm pleased with the fact that I brought it back to the place where it's even a shot. I don't know if Dauntless Shield is built into it. Let me see where the timer is. I'm gonna just body press directly. Did he Draco? Oh, I fucking Draco'd. Draco was a throw. Draco was a potential throw. Damn. He went hard pull. Draco was a throw if I subbed, so that's why I didn't expect that. It's a good lesson from the. He didn't make any mistakes in terms of his risk versus reward. I don't have anything for Raging Bolt, and so that's just a loss we're gonna have to take and move forward in the future, figure out how we're gonna deal with that, because the combo of Polt having U-turn and Raging Bolt was just a nightmare matchup, and this could be a similar situation in this, and so we're gonna have to maneuver slightly differently. Thinking like, what could I have done there? No, I guess I could. What I could have done, an option I could have made was sub. If he Draco'd, if he electric moved, I just go hard Tusk. I didn't have enough timer to calc that. So 88 is about what I did. So if I'd gotten, you can see if I gotten a little more damage on his Raging Bolt earlier, it would have been a wrap. I also didn't know Raging Bolt could one-shot my Garganical, so that's useful data. A lot of data from that game, but just not a game that I wanted to lose, that's for sure. It was too winnable. I'm gonna change the team soon, so that's why I'm not like changing too much to deal with the Raging Bolt issue. But I'd have to restructure this too much. Or make something like a random ground Terra. Damn, such a, he did everything we needed to do. The hard loss to take. Alright, so Moltres is amazing. Again, it's another very similar circumstance. Because I wasted too much time in the team preview talking about the last game, I'm not gonna dwell on it here. So let's gather the data. So people just risk the speed. Well, it's a 1500 player jam. So I find out he's physical, which is useful data. I've noticed these run knock. Now let me actually think about what I'm intending to do. Very similar situation to the last game. The difference here is that I'm going to prioritize rock, taking the lessons from last game. I'm going to prioritize stealth rocks in a way I didn't last time. Could add long rush directly. This is partly, but yeah, figured not. And these rocks are really critical for the long term, particularly again that eventual Raging Bolt matchup. If it's not a choice specs variant, then it's a little less dangerous, but you get the idea. As we're gonna be staring down guard versus, oh, he actually just, that's wonderful. I didn't expect him to. Okay, very well then. I'd expect headlong rushes directly. I don't have any. He doesn't have any headlong rush switching as far as I could tell. So I spinner directly. People love. What's the fuck is up with this? This particular sequence is happening a lot. People hard switch their pulse into. Now the thing with hard switching pult is that you open up Zenta, right? Show Will-O-Wisp. The prim mid ground is a little better, but can't have Raging Bolt coming in for free. So if he were to U-turn into because I know we know what's more funny is that what's funnier is that what's it called? The long rush. He almost kills me. Okay, he almost kills me, bro. Not gonna lie. Things that were free. I didn't expect the headlong rush because of the molly, but rocks are too important, and I'm too low on health with the tusk. Tusk is important for a Raging Bolt, so I wasn't going hard Bolt. Bolt is good. Probably shouldn't have taken this damage, but the thing is that I'm probably not gonna lose any health long term. So I'll flamethrower on the odd chance he goes Gambit. He goes Goldingo of all things, unfucking. So he's literally just throwing his ghost types away, saying, hey bro, can you please sweep me with the Zamazenta? And I'm like, I'm gonna oblige. I'm going to oblige, not gonna lie to you. Now, Zenta claps Gambit. Zenta really claps everything except what? So, Terra attack, I'm not harding Zenta. I could. Moltres mid-ground is the best objective play. It covers for Dragon Dance, unless it's Terra Fire or some shit like that. And that would be something that I'd have to. Okay, at least we got the fucking burn. It's a little annoying, but you know, at least we got the burn. So, because something I didn't mention in this game as well is how prim weak he is. He's very prim weak. But both his ghosts are still alive. So Raging Bolt is really good to see here. I am going for them. Need this thing to terrestrialize. I wouldn't go hard Tusk, because Tusk is gonna headlong rush this at some point. I see a case for him straight T-bolting. Let me think. If he were to Calm Mind here, because this perm is not necessary. If he were to Calm Mind here, as I sack my Dragapult, go Tusk, Headlong Rush, Terra Fairies. Put me in an awkward position. She don't need to Terra my... do need to Terra my Zenta, because the Pult has Wisp in his boots. As I said, this particular mon gives me a lot of trouble. My out will be to actually Draining Kiss directly, Thunderbolts. The reason that's fine is because I want the I need to force this out. Unless he's like Terra Flying or something. Terra Flying would be pretty shit, but not the end of the world. Because Zenta is so useful. But forcing this out with the special attack boost is everything. So it gives me... he just lets me kill it. Which should just seal the deal at this point. I'll just rapid spin with him. Yeah. I guess he thought that him rapid spinning would have been the end of me. Pretty sure I'm just naturally faster. It might not have been, but you know, I don't think he thought that through all the way, unless this is Balloon. Yeah. It just rocks, but why would I do that when he can't knock me out with a fallen 3 sucker? Terra Flying. Oh, okay. I don't know why I forgot nothing terrored. Okay. If it's Terra Flying, unless this shit has Terra Blast, I have the edge. It should. He probably hard switches out into Zenta. I mean to Pult and tries to Will-O-Wisp me as I Terra Fire. Punch him. This is where I'm seeing the Terra Fire utility. Does this have Thunder Wave as well? Fucking crumb. Oh no. Oh no, no. Well, I'm still faster, but you know how this shit go. Come on, Zenta. Pull us through. That's not a 2 KO. Okay. Come on, Zenta. Come on, Zenta. Now he gets the Sucker Punch shot. Man, that's the bitch. That's a fucking bitch. Got 1 power, but it is what it is. Like, so I might have just lost. Low kick's doing 29 plus 2 Sucker Punch. Thanks. I'm at 3.5. What's that? +4. +4 body press. King Gambit. You offensive, bulky swords, and I probably could just Iron Defense again. It just gives so much room for luck. If I'm my opponent, I'd bank on the, but I can't. It's a 1500 player. It's Thunder Wave, fucking Will-O-Wisp. Great. OU bulky swords, dance offensive. Fallen 5. 5 allies +2. Sucker Punch does 11 to 13. Doesn't make sense. Oh, that's non-terrad. Let's do Steel. Sucker 20. It says I KO. It says I live. Alright. So we lost our decay points to the first loss. That was good data. Terrifying. I need to be careful of the Terra. I'm super Raging Bolt weak. Jeez, man. That thing is a problem. And it's crazy because I actually don't face very many of them. So you think calcs that are common sense, but they're not. Fucking Draco one-shot my pole. Draco one-shot everything it hit. I guess you just can't be Raging Bolt weak in this tier. That's my fault, right? Like every time that thing comes in, I'm just... And it's too common of a mon for me not to have a solid answer for it. But as I said, I'm not gonna use this team too much longer. It's just like the training team to get the data and knowledge on the metagame. So what you want to do is do a reset on your state, right? Pokemon is a mental martial art, which means you're fighting against problems or you're solving puzzles, and that's completely mental. Why does that matter? Because your thoughts are based on your feelings, right? And so your clarity of mind is based on your emotional state, on your state of being, a combination of those two. And so it's important to reset. And these are real. That's why I said this is very, very, like, so many benefits within the game. And these are things I go over with the customized coaching with people. And so a lot of times they come in expecting to get one thing, and what they leave with is like beyond just the Pokemon skills. They're just things they never could have predicted, and I love that. Moltres is very hard to deal with. If he gives me the Glim early, this Moltres is a bloodbath. Pult upon Dracoing has nothing to guard against it. Tusk is decent. I mean, Garg is maniacally destructive. Like, it's just crazy. As is Prim. It'll depend. I could sweep him with a couple different mods here. Me missing would be a bitch, but I also don't want to let this shit get away. If it's not, like if it's Meteor Beam or something like that, please hit. If it's like Meteor Beam or some stuff like that, yeah, see, it wasn't. So I might have gotten Meteor Beam KO'd there. The risk versus reward was worth it there. If I hit, because now with Draco Lock, he can't go Roaring Moon. Not like Roaring Moon was going to sweep me, but subjectively speaking, excuse me. Moltres very good, but because of my Primarina, I'm not overly concerned, and my Garganacl, I'm not overly concerned with the Zamazenta. As what's up with this sequence? People do this particular sequence often, and they just in a Dragon Dance, and no, I see a Moltres, but whatever, bro. Okay, so we definitely don't sack Moltres here. Waste of a good old Moltres. That's a little annoying that my Prim, but Prim is not gonna be here for the oh wow, bro, how do you survive a training pitch, my guy? I have to take 36 from aggro. Yeah, there's no way around that. I guess I could just Terra Guard. Terra Guard would solve everything. Do I need to Terra anything else? Yeah, I'll just... I wanted to be a little higher than I am, you know, but and if I went Garganical there, I knew you'd have went Ogerpon, and I wanted the so we attack hold positions that cannot be defended. You can ensure the success of your attack. Art of War coming out soon. You can ensure the success of your attack if you only hold positions that cannot be defended. And so it's really a question of what is the focus or what is the purpose. If I Draco Meteor, I'm pretty sure this gets one shot. It's just that Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is objectively the best play. If I force a Terra here, My issue with the Draco is if he goes to Goldie, I'll lose him on. I guess, you know, I have my Great Tusk, so. And if you know what? Okay, say I forced the Terra. So he decided to go that route. Which means that nothing else on his team can terrestrialize. And it's just a matter of getting this this Mully in check right now. I'm actually play the game properly, because I'm assuming that I just guarantee win, which is not true. Like, he could have some sets that I'm not aware of. I mean, not play the end game sloppily. We're gonna go Zenta here. Landorus early makes sense. But on the off chance is a choice scarf Goldie. Because one downside of the play I just made was that Dragapult could not be guarded against and it had speed control. Like, I could have U-turned and sacked Prim, for example. Now Prim, funnily enough, like, claps his team. So it goes hard Goldie, which is what I was hoping for, because it helps me negate the Make It Rain. So the fact that he went for Make It Rain directly implies that this is probably specs or something along those lines. But I don't know why you'd Make It Rain if you're specs and not so Lando most likely. Yeah, this oh, he must be heck. Okay, I guess I see. Like, okay, this is great. He might have recovery, might not, or he may just forfeit here. The set he is, you know, it's crazy. I was gonna actually Iron Defense there, but I have to again slow down and make my objective best play, no matter what situation, no matter what assumptions I have. The Golden Go being ultra lowered as well. Once I get rid of this Ogre Pawn, Prim, draining kids. Once I get rid of this Golden Go, honestly, the Garganical just sweeps. I don't want to leave too much of it up to chance because of the Ogre Pawn crit potential, and that's why I'm saying, like, I have to keep Zenta at the very least, because the Ogre Pawn could hack its way to a victory. And that's why Dragapult perhaps was worth U-turning. And that's also why it was probably better to have... Did something Terra yet? Yes. Confirm the terrestrialization. I'm always going to crunch here. So it's Helmet Lando, which is useful data. Because it's not guaranteed to be slower than my Prim. What we're gonna do here is Moltres. Is it worth the roost? It is worth the roost. Since the Ogre, okay. Now it's not worth the roost anymore. Okay. Okay, very well then. So it's Taunt to Rocky Helmet. Taunt to Rocky Helmet. We don't see an item on the Golden Goose, so it could be, what's it called? Covert Cloak, which we don't want to risk. So if the Landorus can only U-turn or EQ, he could just EQ directly because he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna So he does Wellspring. I wouldn't say I didn't expect him to Wellspring. I did expect him to Wellspring, but I wasn't 100% certain on, you know, the state of mind he's in as far as that's concerned. Iron Defense means I get free search on Lando. So now this is within U-turn range, so this can't come back in. And my Great Tusk gets to get rocks up if Lando comes back in. Lando seems to not have U-turn either. No, he has it, but why would he U-turn on a Moltres? That's what the fuck just happened. So we're gonna body press directly here. The Landorus Therian coming in. So taunt. The Iron Defense. Iron Iron defense. Iron defense first, primarily because I don't want the Royal Spring matchup. I need one of his mons gone, which is gonna happen next. If this could have Earth Power, I suppose. Oh yeah, I didn't account for Earth Power. It did nothing, but still, could have accounted for it. When did my Moltres decide? All right, he's fucking went for a knock, right? So yeah, so this is a crucial turn. Ogre Pawn, Wellspring, Ice Spinner knocks out anything. Oh, he went Goldie. I didn't expect Goldie, but Zenta makes sense as a mid ground after the fact. But he gives me the Goldengo, so that's what I've been waiting on, so that my fucking Garganical can ravage the land. This thing could go for, I could Terra Dark. Just don't know if Cudgel would still kill me, but why would I Terra Dark this? So we keep Zenta to make sure. We're gonna give up the Great Tusk here as he cudgels. And then I go Zenta, no, I go Garg. And Salk here directly. He knows I haven't terrored yet. Because the Lando has taunt, it changes things a bit. The combination of the Lando having taunt and made this closer than it needed to be. But it seemed over. This is why I said the Dragapult play. Because right there, if he crits, it could throw a particular, like a wrench in, you know what I'm trying to say. It would thwart my plans, you know. So we recover here because he should. We tried the Earth Power. Actually, that's great. Which allows me to get the Salk here. Trying to go for, okay, now I don't have to be concerned about taunt. Yeah, because you're getting too punished by Salk here. I no longer need the Zenta. He won't die, but oh, but it didn't. Okay, either way. And now the Zenta versus Garg matchup is in my favor. I've seen +6 Zenta not do anything. Now, I guess the downside is I'm opening myself up for the you know what, but the thing about that Psychic Noise here, I don't want to get any Rocky Helmet damage on me. The upside is that he only has Earth Power, which Prim eats. Well, but Prim dies to Body Press from here, most likely. But the Iron Defenses. Yeah, it's taking too much fucking damage. Garg is too high in health too. Yeah. So, what's my worst case scenario here? Recover first. Iron Defense this turn. If he's a sub-variant, then eventually at +6 we body press each other. Then I saw cure here. Yeah, and recover. So even a crit wouldn't kill me. Oh, maybe. It did decent damage. And then I body press. I could have played that a lot cleaner, to be fair. The Dragapult KO, because I can tell he didn't know his outs. Like, he had outs that he wasn't aware of. And so I'm playing the game with the assumption that he's aware of his outs. But I think he'd just given up mentally. And so he was playing in a way like that. The reason I say that is that there's no reality where he sacks Goldengo there. And so he went to Goldengo on the rapid spin. So if let's say Ice Spinner that turn. Ice Spinner and what's it called? The Goldie would, depending on what kind of Goldie it is, you know, would take enough to where even if I'm intimidated, the crunch would kill. It's a very cool team. I think I've faced this before. It was like some weird shit. But weird shit galore. My Garg is very lethal in this matchup. Very lethal. I'll just have to figure out what stops this beast called Garganacl. Primarina is really lethal in this matchup too. I just have to find out what the Pex runs. The Pex runs Haze, then cooked. I'd say I'm cooked, you know. If Dragapult gets washed, then I'm in. I mean, if Chansey somehow gets washed. I remember this guy played this very weirdly last time, but he could have grown. Still in the 1600s, but very weird team. It's not something that I'm pleased to see. The Fickle Beam thing can crit things, but I don't know its speed tier. We're gonna learn a lot about this game, no matter what. But Moltres, let's break this down like a regular game though. Defensively, Moltres guards against his Moltres, Potential, Tusk, Namorous. Pex is actually a pretty pesky mon for me, funnily enough. So Polt, it really just gonna come down to what these things are. He doesn't have a spin blocker, but he has a Moltres. So what we're gonna do is go with Dragapult first. He has Toxic Spikes. That's useful to note. I have Heavy Duty Boots Tusk, so not the end of the world. Maybe Heal Bell Chansey or something. Let's see what if the Pex can touch Garg. I actually do want the burn on this Pex. He has Toxic as well. Goes Hydrapple. I'm gonna want my Terra Ghost on my Primarina to match up versus his Chancellor. 205 speed. It's very slow. And I think this banks on hacks. No, Nasty Plot, never mind. Okay. This then it Fickle Beams and things into such. Okay. Very well then. Okay, switches to Pex. So we have to watch Salt Cure PP as well, which is why I think he's going to the Hydrapple. The Hydrapple. He feared Hurricane there, I can tell. So he plots again for sure. And then he's going to go for that Dragon Stab move. He's still scouting for it. Okay. So this is Toxic Spikes. So either has Recover and no attack or Haze. This thing has really high defense, methinks. But he has Nasty Plot. This is quite the conundrum. Because when I go Garg, I know what I can do. I'll go Garganically here and reposition into Molly. Even if he were to double Toxic here for some reason. Yeah. Right, now I get the burn on this. That's a big burn. It's a big boy burn right there. It's gonna go a long way. That burn is gonna watch. Thinking long term, baby. That burn is gonna go a long way. Now I need to spin. That burn's got. I've seen Toxic. Haze could be his other move. Haze for sure could be his other move. Chansey. So the Chansey must have Heal Bell, I guess. I'm glad to see Chansey here because I have my Great Tusk that's been waiting to come in. And that gives me a lot of data on him. The fact that he doubles to Chansey in that particular situation. He's feeling as if he's it's a fairly even situation here. It's not like I have a distinct edge over him, and like so I'm like, oh my god, he can't defeat me kind of way. Is this Terra Ghost Chansey? It's the lone Terra Ghost Chansey. Terra Ghost Chansey would be a little annoying, not gonna lie to you, but oh, he let me spin. Blessed. Oh, that's a blessed spin right there, because he allowed me to get up rocks, and oh, that's a blessed spin. So this is a really key position right now, because I need to make sure that the Pex does not come in, but also get the this is a really key position right now, because I need this keep T-Spikes off. I need to get my Primarina in versus Chansey or his Pex. Or the Moltres, but I can't risk him Will-O-Wisping here. So what I'm end up doing is Pulting, Scorching Sands. That's great. Ideally, I lure in the Chansey here. That would be best case scenario, because he doesn't want to risk the Draco. But even if since he's Scorching Sands, I doubt he has Wisp. I'd love to lure in the Chansey or the Pex here, which is fairly likely, because again, you don't want to risk a Specs Draco on your Moltres, or you're gonna roost. The one little piece of like is that I just can't. Okay, excellent. So this is the Prim matchup I wanted. Is there a reason to wait to Terra Ghost? No, I substitute here. Let's see what he does. Underways. Now I Terra Ghost see him. What would I do here? What do I do here? The Chansey clearly can't touch anything, but if the Chansey goes, then I can Shadow Ball spam Steam to death as well. So if I were to Water Psychic Noise here, like what could he do to try to break my sub? Psychic Noise here, yeah, Tusk hard switch makes sense. That's what I was thinking about. I was like, what could he do to try to break my sub? Tusk hard switch makes sense. Enam should die. Okay, it's on mine Enam. Interesting. I'm really glad that so he just forfeits there. So we sweep him with Prim. Oh, whoa, that was quite the situation here. So what did we learn from that game? Chansey had Thunderwave, Seismic Toss. Hydrapple learns Nasty Plot. Didn't know that. The Tusk turn was really key, because the biggest issue he's having is that it's blinded up. Because you're like, Jam, isn't this just 6-0 setup fodder? The thing about it is that when I'm behind a sub, there's a lot of variables that don't come into play, right? I don't have to deal with potential Moltres being faster with Will-O-Wisp. I don't have to deal with it being some kind of weird Terra type and roaring me. I don't have, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that I don't have to account for. Though Roar Moltres was a possibility, but when I saw Scorching Sands, I figured it was very improbable, because you have to have Roost probably as U-turn. You don't want to deal with Will-O-Wisp. I mean, you don't want to not have Will-O-Wisp say probably as a fire move as well. What else did I learn? I liked how I was a bit more patient, and so we're facing full stall here, which is useful to note. Very similar plan to the last with Prim. This time is Blissey over Chansey. But these kind of teams, Garganical is obviously going to be the key. But Gliscors I found run a lot of, a lot of spikes and things like that. And so it's not easy. Not easy. If I were to do it turn one, What would be the issue? Great Tusk is solid, particularly with the Blissey matchup. It's just that it's probably heavy duty. Well, actually, no, maybe Boots Coronite. Coronite might not matter. And Garg Iron Defensing later. If it's a mindless Gliscor, Tusks run Knock and Ice Spinner and things and such, but I've seen too many mindless Gliscor leads where they just fucking not protect. But even if he doesn't protect, it doesn't matter. I mean, even if he protects, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the objective best play in this situation. Right. It doesn't change the play next turn. What I'm talking about. Toxic. Okay. Alright, that's useful data. They let score get hit. What does that mean for me? Because the upside of Primarina keeping its typing is that Dozo can't do as much because of the natural walling of the type. But Primarina needs to Terra to stop Gloking from doing it, what it wants to do. If I were to... Just getting toxic matters. The defogs here, and I go Prim and Calm Mind. I'm actually not gonna waste too much time on this. I can't tell if there's another alternative. So what I'm gonna do is double down on that. The reason I was contemplating whether it's worth doubling down is because my Garg Terra works well here, but you know, because the Dozo would make it a little easier to deal with Dozo, but I'd probably force a Terra immediately with my Prim. So we defog here. I'm gonna Calm Mind first, see what his initial decision would be. Yeah, Slow King. Maybe these run Size Shock though. So I revealed Calm Mind. Because if he runs Size Shock, it would be a waste for me to try to 1v1 the Slow King. But if it doesn't and I sub, I'm gonna go for it, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't. What? What? Bruh. This is some gimmick shit that works once ever. Like, ever. If I switch there, he's cooked. That's one of them gimmick things that work once ever in life. And it happened to work there. And I'm pissed about it. I hate fucking gimmicks. Gimmicks piss me off. But, you know, it worked. Man. Yes, Sludge Bomb. Okay, that's good to know. Doesn't give a fuck about the Slow King. And as far as I see, you could have knock on the let me not give up. Let me not give up. Yes, Future Side Trick, Sludge Bomb. Okay, Skull Garg. I'm annoyed right now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm mad annoyed right now. I'm not gonna forfeit. That. Talk about a tilting play. So score comes in, the Iron Defense here. Okay, so bro's just a freak. Okay, bro's just a weirdo. I'm guessing maybe knock is his other move. Knock makes sense. If it's not knock, then okay. I'm gonna go from earthquake. Okay. We have psychic noise here. Obviously would kill him through the sub. Okay then. Alright then. Let's play. Let's play ball. Let's play ball then. Stance we. Fable. Knock off. Oh, that's the thing with knock. Ugh. Oh my goodness. I'm pissed because if we sub there, I think the game is over. Like looking at what we're seeing right now. Is this magic guy? Okay. Moonblast doing 27. It doesn't matter what I do. Well, Iron Defense, the fucking +6. He's gonna future sight anyway. What's his last move? See how much All Care plus body press does. See how much body press is doing. It's unaware, but it's... What's that move? What's that fucking item cost? Covert Cloak. Okay, so it's unaware, which I would have beaten this too with Prim because of the combination of Draining Kiss and Psychic Noise because he couldn't heal. But it is what it is. I lost. I can play this out. I'm not in the mood to. I don't think. This would take a very long time, considering he's unaware. And I don't think I have any outs. That trick worked. The fact that he's unaware Clef is a big problem. Which means for me to do any damage, like I'd have to kill too many mons. But good learning lesson. Trick Slowking. And now you see why I'm so scout this is why you think I'm so scout heavy, particularly in the like low, what I still consider 1700s, like mid ladder, I guess high mid ladder. But like you just never know what you're gonna face, and that's a classic case. This is a case where Zenta just crumbles a team. So I'm gonna just patience this out for Zenta in the end game. The question is, what stops my Zenta? And that would be Cresselia. Cresselia and Sand is probably some kind of, what's it called? Some kind of lunar dance something. And so the key would be to get rid of that early. So the combination of Garg, funnily enough, Garg in the sand is better with the Iron Defense because it makes the Curum obsolete. So this is a unique situation where, one, we're gonna stop the most dangerous mon on his team, which is the Curum on lead. But if it's a T-Tar matchup, we U-turn into Great Tusk matchup, because we don't want T-Tar knocking off into Dragapult. This allows Roxa, even if you were to go for the Curum, it would be fine, and then we would have Max Spedef Guard. Well, not Max, Sand boosted Spedef Guard to take on anything the Curum would. So he would actually provide my own solution for me, and then as the T-Tar gets beat down, we can Shadow Ball spam to the point where the crest dies, or I can just force it to Lunar Dance early. But Prim, Garg, and Zenta are key, and Moltres is dastardly as well. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do, honestly, as I'm staring down a Scizor here. Very similar situation. The Scizor could die to Flamethrower. I have no reason not to just Flamethrower directly on this, that's what's Focus Sash. Because this is a T-Tar matchup that we were describing earlier anyway, so what difference would it make? As I'm surprised to see extra drill here, so that implies that the driller has something that I'm not aware of. Yeah, Terrifier. Okay, Choice Bandit. I'm surprised by that. It's Choice Bandit. I think that's Adamant. No, not necessarily. Even if it's not Adamant, this is my objective best play. So I forced the Terra early, which is useful. As Cresselia comes in, this allows for us to Will-O-Wisp because it's going to be key for any kind of bullshit he's going to try to pull later on. So Gravity is interesting. This allows for us to U-turn as the driller comes in. So it's Choice Bandit, Drill with Burnt Crescent, Gravity. Prim eats, but I see what he's trying to do. He wants to, because I could go Primarina and just Liquid Voice. The issue is that he's gonna go to the Pawnot afterwards and Revival Blessings back this extra drill, and my Primarina is gonna be low on health. Though that's not the worst thing in the world, but because I'm thinking if it's best to keep my Zenta tucked so I can have the Iron Defense boost outright. But what I could do is just go directly into Zenta, Iron Defense immediately, and scout out what the crest is going to do. Because if the crest can't touch the Zenta, then it's a non-factor. This crest could be like some status inducing thing, right? I don't know what that looks like just now. So I'm gonna crunch here to see what this crest has in store for me. He has the last final turn of Gravity. I'm not gonna Iron Defense boost because, again, the crest is the impediment. So he has a red card. Ah, I see. Okay. I see. That's a little problematic. Okay, the Tar matchup is splendid because that driller needs to be put in its place. So I could opt for the Zenta sub here. Or I could go Tusk and I could Rocks. Zenta is my best bet. Let's see what he does. Roar. Well, I guess Tusk said we're coming out one way or the other. Pause. He doesn't have Gravity boost anymore. So Iron Defense here. I'm not fearing he's gonna sack something other than the T-Tar here. Or he's gonna, no, he can't Terra. Because if he doesn't time the sand turns right, yeah, that makes sense. And I'm curious what, because Lunar Dance should be something that is one of the options here. Crunch did not do 20, Crunch did 27 actually. He dies here. He dies here, never mind. Yeah. Just trying to see what the, because Driller is sand boosted, but with the +2, Zenta eats the EQ. And with that body purse damage, that should be it. He has the Revival Blessing spam. But I have not had to terrestrialize, which is neat. And he has had to terrestrialize, which is not neat for him. And it's funny because Zenta's defense isn't inherently like ridiculous. It's not like out of the world with because I'm still invested some, and it's still only 294. But there's no way Driller can so he's probably gonna just try to Iron Head spam. Yeah, doesn't get it. Okay, that should be game unless Kyurem will Scarf this whole time. But if that was the case, you'd go Kyurem there. His name is appropriate though. I respect his commitment to making sand work. A Palmar should just get one shot by press here. Oh, it doesn't. That's fine though. Because of the sand turns. He has to bring back what drill? Yeah. But the sand turns is gonna fuck you. EQ would make the most sense here. I just multrace. If he were to have rock slid there, and now I just U-turn. He's faster than me, and I lure in the T-tar. This allows the Zenta matchup, and I body press directly. Zenta is the key, because this forces him to roar. Him having roar is something I didn't anticipate, so I got away. But we body press directly, which neutralizes sand, and since the driller is banded, it can only go for one move. And I no longer need a lip hold. Rock slide would be his best bet here. Actually, what don't I need? I no longer need hold. Outspaces everything, which is useful. So let's say we're to EQ here. It would be me going Moltres. I don't want to see how much guard I'm gonna give up. Potent miss Prim. I haven't terrored, and I'm not gonna terror, so Prim matches up really well versus the fucking. I'm trying to see, is there any potential situation where the opponent could do some weird shit and pull this back? I think he has to rock slide anyway, so he doubles to cure me. I just Shadow Ball. I have no reason not to just do the necessary damage. I'm faster than him anyway. But if I miss the Draco, he can switch back in on rocks and things and such. So yeah, very, very interesting games today. I have not seen a Latios in so long. I'm pleased to see Lottie here. So many. You think, it's beautiful relearning a meta, because it's like when you know the meta, because we're eventually gonna hit the crux where, and I think between 1600 and 17, like low 1800s and like 16, like that range in the 200 is where people are the most experimental, but it's in a way where they don't quite have the skill to sustain it, so they defend heavily on the team building aspect, the strategy aspect. And then a little higher up, maybe 18, 90 and above, they have the tactics down a bit better, and so they don't defend as heavily on their team using some kind of gimmick like fucking trick choice scarf sloking, so it's one of those areas that is tricky unless you have just a sound team. And that's what I said in the previous ones. Like, I don't want this team to be too sound. Actually, they're like, damn, why don't you just fix his Raging Bolt weakness? I kind of don't want to, because I want to be able to have to maneuver in such a way that it boosts my brain, So by the time I have the solid team, which is how I've always practiced. Now that's because I already know how to pilot solid teams. And so if you're new, I'd recommend you just use a solid team up front. Don't handicap yourself. But yeah, Shadow Ball is very good. I love Shadow Ball Primarina. I love Primarina in general. I want to bait and bash that Garganical that Rillaboom into the dirt. I freaking love Zamazenta here. I'm gonna try to sweep him with Zamazenta. Is his Primarina? How did I not notice how Prim weak I am? Like, why weren't we running into Primarinas? Like, AV Prim is just a bitch. Probably won't Terra my Primarina, so it may be worth Terra bearing my guard early. I smell trickery. I smell trickery, man. I smell trickery. I cannot have this guard getting tricked. I'm very surprised he led Latios when Dragapult could have been such a big issue. Penta can smash though. Garg is just so good. I can't waste a Terra to not have Garg. Moltres is, if he Draco's hard, that's the problem. We just gonna learn. Luster Purge. Oh, that's very cool. Josh Spadef. I'll have a switch in for that. 20%. 646. Next one's gonna KO me. That's okay though. Yes, okay. They Draco's and Luster Purge. Okay. Alright, so we got some data, I suppose. This isn't Scarf or Trick or anything like that, which is huge. Okay. What's this run to cover? Is there a balloon to be popped? Right now we're just data scanning, but I lost a lot of value there. Losing Pulp. He has no ghost resist. So if that's not if that wasn't a fucking what's it called prim, then yeah. But let me slow down. I gotta play the long game of this. Because my Zenta is key. Okay, that's exactly what I want to see. You letting your Scarm get hit there. Honestly, I'm not sure how. So you definitely U-turns here. Not sure how he stops this one side Iron Defense here. Let's find out. He knocks. Okay. I get +2. Somebody dies this next turn. This press of the body. I could get +4. I think a KO is more important than unless it's Scarm. Iron Defense. Primarina with the Grassy Terrain up. I actually want the Grassy Terrain matchup. I don't want the Latios hard switching in though. That's an issue. He knocks. Because Garg, the thing with Garg is that, okay, so we lure into Primarina, which is great. He took next to nothing. So this is it's Terra Poison, but we get the Salt Cure. And we force the Terra, which is a big deal. So we're staring down a Liquid Voice situation. But my Zenta is key. Zenta Liquid Voice. Molly is nice, but it's not mandatory. Draining Kiss matchup. Grim. Liquid Voice makes sense directly too as an option. He's max defense, so he's probably slower than my Prim. I get to calm mine back with him. Psychic Noise, but it's gonna be the physical. You get what I'm saying? So I do the same back to him. I'm probably staring down Rillaboom, but that's okay. He can't stop my spin. I just don't want his Scarm healing. He actually just stays in, which is great for me. He has Moon Blast. He doesn't have Draining Kiss. So this being beat down again is great news. Heal block. Moon Blast. That's okay. This was also his best bet versus my he knock locks. I'm staring down. Heatran. Heatran is probably his rocker. Could be Tusk though. I'm willing to do rocks Heatran. I'm thinking about if I let him Woodhammer here. The next sequence is gonna look like if I don't fear a Woodhammer. Yeah, he knocks. And that's a big turn for me. Because I'm pretty sure this is banned if it's doing 21. Excellent. That's a big turn. Not because I predicted him. I was thinking about like, what's my worst case scenario? So if he were to have stayed in, it wouldn't be too bad for me. It's funny to watch his, what's his face doing work for me. The Terrestrialize already. Luster Purge. Confirmed is strong. I can't Terra. Luster Purge. Can't risk this having Thunderbolt. I mean, not Thunderbolt. You get what I'm saying? Arm has a place here. Oh, the helmet's arm. But it's all about the Gargster at this point, to be fair. I'll crunch directly. Because as I said, Zenta is a really big issue. If the Scarm dies, then my Tusk, my Moltres, well, there are a few things. If the Heatran dies, Moltres claps. Probably has Whirlwind. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see how much this does. 57. Whirlwind. Oh, he has Iron Defense too. Okay. Probably out damaging him. Let's see how much this does. My guard, that means my guard just sets up and sweeps then. Let me see how much this press is doing. What about this helmet? Okay. So do I PP stall? How much is body press doing to break my sub? I'm taking Rocky Helmet, which I probably shouldn't be doing, to be fair. Body press 15, 5 roosts. Because my Zenta wins no matter what anyway. Okay. Since skip a burn here. This means my Zenta matchup is solidified. We don't want Heatran hard switching in. It's not worth it. And since the Scarm is chopped, we just headlong rush every time. There's no reason to predict anything. The Tusk is Moltres fodder. Could have spun there, to be fair. It's a big burn. Yeah, we're always gonna trend into Tusk. And headlong rush every time Rilla comes in. But if the Rilla were to glide into, it's really unfortunate with all these burns. Like Moltres said, I'm on a fucking burn spree. But now that you've committed to knock, I get a substitute up, and you're burned, and the terrain is up. Probably could Iron Defense directly here. But I don't think he's the keys to Rillaboom. Iron Defense directly better. Yeah. It wastes the least amount of time. Even if he stays into Knockout +4, which sweeps. What am I talking about? Yeah. Iron Defense indirectly is best. At least I get to body press into the Scarm. I get to take advantage of the grassy terrain. The Scarm has 5 roosts, and now we just finished this game by setting up Stealth Rocks. Since the Rilla is burnt, it doesn't really make a difference what happens. I could spin into Garg in that game. But I could have played this cleaner. The Latios did throw me off. Now we saw Kieran. Makes no difference what he does. and cannot KO, even if it did. My Great Tusk, and none of these two particularly burnt, is muscling past the Terra Fairy Guard, and if they do, gotta deal with the Great Tusk after that, and if they get past that, they gotta deal with the Zamazenta after that. Gladius was a key component. Forcing the Terra early was big. Terra Poison, kinda cool, Terra Poison. That's good. That's good for Toxapex matchups. Since I don't think he was a sub-variant as well. They probably committed the poison and maybe had both Moonblast and Draining Kiss. I doubt it though, because that leaves you open to the revenge skill, you know. So yeah, that was some. This is more a fun live, to be fair. Let's see if we can shoot for the good old 1800. So, bro, it's 1936, so this should give me a lot of good data. This is high on the ladder, so get a better pulse on what's popping. I'll play this one carefully. So let me clear up my state of mind. That way I don't because I've been playing on semi-autopilot the past couple of games. Not really, but like I'm not as critically thinking about each turn as I could. And so this situation is one where I'm really gonna lean into my Primarina. Really lean into Primarina here. It's really good. Zama is good as well, but is this pesky thing. Moltres. I'm assuming he keeps Moltres at bay with this team, with the Gliscor. Organical, because of the Sinistea, can't do much. My Dragapult is really dangerous. Sinistea is actually a very big issue. He's gonna hazard stack and try to Sinistea me. It's hard for me to think like what would I do about that. I see a case for, definitely for his score. See a case for Keldeo as well. I'm gonna actually play this game in a way where I'm way more on the offensive. This probably has some kind of thunder waving situation going on. Him Tinkatonning is a big deal because it means that nothing can take a Will-O-Wisp. Matter. Let me think this through. Air Balloon. What can this do to Tusk typically? Ice Spinner to Pop Balloon. This learns Knock. Okay, it goes hard Sinistea. Which allows him to Strength Sap. It is what it is. Can't stop him from getting his strength back. I'd prefer the Moltres matchup on the Strength Sap though. I was thinking if Pole was better here. The reason Moltres is so good is because somebody gets burned here. Please hit. Yes, that's a big burn. Because I get a combination of, he probably doubles the score, but I'm okay with that. I think it was too big of an issue to playing these games with you. As Sinistea comes in as the first hazard goes up. That's a big deal, right? Because okay, so Ruinations directly. Okay, very well then. Sinistea. Brings up a fairly low risk play for him. Now this is a great position for me. if Tinglu wasn't, Keldeo makes sense. Keldeo was a phenomenal decision there. This is where things get interesting, right? Because if he stays in with the Keldeo, you're like, damn, there's no way he's staying. There's a Dragapult in front of him. Da, 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 da. No, I'm pretty sure there's a decent shot. He says, fuck it, I'm gonna predict and stay in here. I lose a ton of value because I can't go Primarina directly, but I can go Zamazenta. The issue is that if I Shadow Ball into Tinglu, and he doesn't, unless he knows me or knows my team, he doesn't know that much about the sets quite yet. And so if Tinglu gets beat down too badly, he's Shadow Ball spammable, and that's a big problem. My Primarina, I probably won't Terra it, but I have to get these turns correct. So he opts for the Tinkaton, which is a good mid ground. My Tusk still has its heavy duty boots intact. But I could Great Tusk right now. A Great Tusk with Lauren Sinisty on a Headlong Rush. That's not the highest leverage play. The highest leverage play is Moltres. Why? Because no matter what I do this turn, he could go for Stealth Rocks. I'm fairly likely that that's gonna happen this turn. I'm really trying to avoid the Keldeo matchup, but I think it's also likely that he may fear me Will-O-Wisping this Tinkaton. Tinkaton is a big deal because it's one of the few things that could potentially encore my Primarina. But I can't play the entire game in fear. And so yes, please Moltres, please pay off. God, I made the right call and just, oh fuck, dude. Golly, man. It's ultra painful when you make the call and you get absolutely nothing for it. Like absolutely nothing for it. But okay. So he gets the 2-for-1 special, but I get the Keldeo matchup, which is useful. My Pult now is on a timer though. Question is, does he opt first? I need him to give this Tinkaton up. Yeah, okay, he gives it up. That's a big deal for potential encore spam. So Tinglu's gonna come in and spike, and there's nothing to be done about that. Dragonite's interesting. I don't know what to expect from this. Potential Terra Fire or something. So okay, that makes sense. You're like, okay, well, I'm trying to get my fucking Gliscor going. Moltres is too important. This could be Nox score. Probably is Nox score. I probably shouldn't have went Tusk here, to be fair. I probably should not have gone Tusk there, to be fair. I'm gonna always Sinister. And there's no way around the Pult matchup. Very well then though. I'll get the most value out of my Pult that I can. So his Strength Sap's just fine. And now he'd have to Tinglu, but my Tusk is super weakened. But it's best for me to U-turn, to Draco Meteor into the Tinglu. Because long game wise, I need to be able to sweep him when I set up with Calm Mind. It's my only route because it's nearly impossible to spin. Fortunately, I connect. It's a big crit. It's a massive game-changing crit right there. Poe's gonna have one more switch. These spikes. The reason I always ice spinner on the Sinister is not because I'm predicting. It's because if I don't ice spinner, he's gonna heal, and him having to heal is a big advantage. So for example, if I hard pull here, I get to Shadow Ball into Tinglu, which KOs it. If he doesn't heal the Sinister, it's a big deal because he can't come back in on Tusk. So he has to always Strength Sap, which allows for me to Shadow Ball directly now. Alright, so Tinglu drops. It's unless this has some shit that I'm not aware of. And so now he has nothing to phase and nothing to come in mindlessly on so he has to take the Shadow Ball with the score. I don't know how much this is gonna do. Terra normal, okay. So he's Terras, which means this is Zentable. Okay. So Tusk dies and Guard can body press. The glide score is not a factor. So he should attack here. Oh, he doesn't. Okay, so he's just gonna give up the score. Oh, he's faster than my Tusk. Okay. Very well then. That says Zenta takes this on quite easily, I'm sure. Yeah. Good facade though, because it it forced me to do what I didn't want to do. So now the Sinister comes in, which is obvious. What would this even do to me? Strength Sap, probably Matcha Gotcha and things of that nature. We confirmed the Terra normal on the Glide score, which is kind of problematic, honestly. Let me see what the Sinister can do. I'm not sure what these things do. Shadow Ball breaks my sub. Okay. I didn't know if it could break my sub. The Strength Sap, that one move that that does that one thing. Okay, very well. Very solid team. Terra normal Glide score. Very solid. I cannot. His spin blocker is very good. This thing is a very annoying spin blocker. I think this thing is very fast as well. Because Guard can win the game. I just need this gone, which is just highly improbable. So now what I do have going for me is I have the Terror Ghost. If I time it properly, that can be a big asset. I'm gonna just U-turn here. Ideally he fucking please get this off. Thank you. That's a very big U-turn. That's a huge U-turn. That's a game-changing U-turn right there. Because my Garg actually checks this Glide score, funnily enough. And so I can double Salt Cure here every time. I don't have to be overly concerned about, yeah. So the Sinister is annoying, but what this does allows for me to, okay, yes, Calm Mind, Shadow Ball. Okay, so they run Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, and that one other move, Matcha Gotcha. So Molly, for the CM and having Matcha Gotcha, I would still lose the matchup. He has heat proof and stuff, but no, I can't win. The Keldea is too healthy. The Keldea is choice specs and he has recovery. So I have to Terra and Calm Mind this turn. Oh, it goes D-Knight. Does this D-Knight have something to touch this? I don't think so. Okay, that's actually a really big EQ is doing 32. I Draining Kiss this other turn. He should Dragon Dance this turn. Probably need like a crit. No, a Calm Mind here. A Calm Mind this turn, Draining Kiss next turn. No matter what happens. Actually, yeah. Because the Draining Kiss gives you, I think, 70-something% health. And so now the Glide score is gonna knock. He can't okay. Him protecting there was risky as fuck. But his psychic noise can KO him here. Oh, it gets a KO. Oh, that's a big KO. That's a huge KO. Okay, so Sinister options are to Strength Sap or Shadow Ball spam. Can't Matcha Gotcha, which is the other move. So I'm expecting Shadow Ball spam. Let me see how much this does. He's faster than me. He gets the special defense drop, which is annoying, but I think we prevailed here. Unless he gets the you know what. But the Dragonite switched. Yeah, the switch was a key moment. That switch was a key moment. But I'm trying to think what perm set would have. I'm actually, I don't, either way, no matter, like, I don't think him switching was objectively bad. Like, let's say I was like Choice Specs Ice Beam or something like that. The only way he could lose is if I was like a Terra Water Garg Iron Defense, because I never Terra. So if I'm Terra Water Garg, that's objectively the best play. Because if I'm just, again, this is, you know, Choice Specs Ice, some random shit. It's like, okay, why did he keep his Primarina Tug this whole time? And so you're thinking there's no set that I couldn't beat, right? Because if it's Terra Steel, you can smash it with Keldeo Sacred Sword. If it's Terra Steel, you can smash it with Dragonite's EQ and Extreme Speed. If it's some other non-Terra that's not Ghost, because Ghost I don't think is super common. If it's not Ghost, then you could, what's it called? If it's not Ghost, then you could, what is that? If it's not Ghost, then you have the Gliscor Facade, right? So it was a big, him protecting and Liquid Noise KOing the Gliscor was huge. It's a huge turn. And so Prim actually managed to come through. That was a huge turn, because if he committed to knock, it would have been different. But I understood why he didn't knock, because I don't think I showed Liquid Voice. I mean Psychic Noise or whatever. Yeah, Liquid Voice. I can always call it Liquid Voice, but you get the idea. Alright, so looking at this, my motherfucking Zamazenta is key. I just need to destroy that Zapdos. Or get rid of Tinkaton and destroy him with my Garganacl. I actually don't even need necessarily get rid of Tinkaton. I know I want Rocks this game to keep that Kyurem at bay. And so the way I'm going to play this one is I'm going to leverage Primarina very early in the game to beat down some core members, because Moltres only loses to the Kyurem and the Zapdos, right? So everything else is kept at bay with Moltres. Great Tusk offensively is pretty problematic, but it's not something that I'm like, I'm really keeping that for the. But Primarina early game to either KO one of his mons or to blow through one of his mons is gonna be a big deal. And how I'm gonna do that is the Dragapult lure early. We want to keep Kyurem at bay early. Kyurem likely is gonna be staring down. Really staring down Kyurem. If I can beat the Zapdos down or have a trade where it's Zapdos for Primarina, then my Zamazenta just goes crazy, or my Garganacl, once the Kyurem goes away, goes crazy. So very odd decision with Cinderace. I just I really don't want to get fucking like offensive sucker punched here, but I also can't Draco into Prim. So what's my best mid ground? My best mid ground would be, it's not even Tusk. Like, who leads Cinderace? You know what I'm saying? And he leaves it in to U-turn. Okay, that gives me a lot of data. That gives me a lot of data. This Roaring Moon doesn't have an item. So I'm guessing this is knock Roaring Moon, and then he's gonna Rocks Tusk. Can't spin block. For the long game, if he were to knock off here, what would I do next? I can't believe he's gonna sack the Cinderace. Yeah, that gives me a lot of data. Like what? What? So keep Kyurem at bay. Zapdos is expected. This might actually, I probably should have went Garganacl here, but I knew he'd Volt Switch. But I shouldn't have Gut Played there. I should not have Gut Played. This is Scarf Roaring Moon. You switch the Roaring Moon in on a Dragapult. Unless you're trying to lure, like what? I want my Prim first. What the hell? I'm not gonna go to Moltres. Let's see what happens. He fucking went Scarf Roaring Moon to U-turn. Now he's gonna go Cinderace and Court Change as I Rapid Spin and get the rocks back up. I can't believe this. Okay, I'm just gonna focus on what I can control for. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Please Novius. I really need this Saw Cure. Actually, I shouldn't. I really need this Saw Cure damage. Okay, that makes a big difference. Alright, awesome. Awesome, because he has to spin here. If he rocks, then what's it called? I don't get the burn, which is okay. So this is great because I get the opportunity to Will-O-Wisp. I catch Dose, which is a great situation. Dose being burnt is amazing because now Great Tusk Ice Spinners have a lot more value. I can't go. Garg being weakened is a big deal. I can't have Garg coming in, but I also can't have Polt coming in either. Polt on Hurricane. Hurricane probably doesn't KO, but let's stop and assess where I'm at. Garg needs to heal. Garg's too important. Garg can win the game outright. I think he's Scarf Roaring Moon. Volt Switch damage. What I'm trying to avoid is a matchup. I actually have to go Polt. I'm trying to avoid a matchup versus Kyurem. If he U-turns out the Roaring Moon again, so be it. But I don't want a Kyurem matchup. And so I can succeed in this. I can guarantee the success in my attacks if I only hold position. Attacking position can't be defended. So he Cinderaces here. He's Libero U-turn. Perhaps Sucker Punch. Maybe expected me to fear Sucker Punch. I just lose a lot of value if that's not what he is. Cause I'm like, why would you go Cinderace here? Okay, let's say he does Sucker Punch. What's my worst case scenario? He does have Sucker Punch, okay. Alright then. This Cinderace might be voiced, maybe? Okay. The VS is, so here comes the Court Change, which is fine. Oh, it actually goes Tusk. My guard worth tearing now. Let's take advantage of the Moltres. He kept rapid swing. I don't understand. Like, you know that if okay, whatever. I risked it. You know, it was my fault. I risked it. I wanted the Moltres matchup. I need my Garg healed. He doesn't have anything to switch into. I just have to play long term and be patient. The Moltres is really good, but since I found out that he is so Astra cure him on Salt Cure. So I Terra Fairy my Garg and recover. Substitute. Okay. Okay, the Kirim is a non-factor. Okay. Okay, Kirim is not spexed. Was my worst fear. My gravest fear. Pressure stalling a little bit. Okay. I'm open to that. This Prim, because the pressure style matters, because body press is what I need to sweep. The pressure style definitely matters. Just contemplating whether or not going hard Prim would be the play here. I'll condition him a little bit longer. Okay, Tinkaton comes in. It's leftovers Tinkaton. It has that one move that does that one thing. You know the one. Terra Ghost, Gigaton Hammer. Interesting. So I forced the Terra. Just Ghost. Which means that if I rocks. Zapdos comes in. Zapdos is a bitch. But the static is too problematic. Static's too problematic. But at this point, I think Primarina is Gucci. I think Primarina is Gucci. Okay, I don't know why you'd rocks, considering like it invalidates your Cinderace. But it invalidates his Cinderace and weakens his Kyurem. So now I Draco spam every turn and it's a bop. It's a KO. A KO every time. Garg would be foolish to risk. Well, Garg takes nothing actually. I'm still at my leftovers, right? Garg takes nothing from that. That doesn't really make that much of a difference. Sir Cinderace, this shit has Gunk Shot. Okay. That's useful to note. It's the only reason you'd. Cinderace doesn't have. Must have Gunk Shot. For Fire Powerball? Yeah, it's Gunk Shot. That's good to know because of the. That is heavy duty boots. So you can KO my Tusk. Yeah. I roost here. He's gonna go for it. I knocked this out. I'm in such a good position. Really want the Cinderace gone for my Okay, I get the roost off, which is big. Guard Volt Switch makes sense, but I'm gonna just be patient. Yeah, finally roost. How many recover do I have? 4. I just gotta be patient. especially since he's already turret. Great Tusk with rapid spin, it could go for rapid spin makes a lot of sense. Fire and defense, how does he beat it? Yes, Tinkerton. Yeah, this is the turn I wanted. I Calm Mind here. Yeah. He died of burn. I see him again. What does he do? A Draining Kiss on the off chance he had very difficult to kill this. Maybe I should have subbed. Headlong Rush did nothing. Maybe I should have subbed. I forgot that the fucking Gong Shot. I don't know why I forgot about Gong Shot here. Yeah, I should have subbed there. Let me calm down and play this properly. I have the tools to win this game. I have the tools to win this game. Let me just relax and play it properly. He roosts there, good roost. That's the Hurricane. I am faster. He hits the Hurricane. Now I offensively assault this team. Because his rocker, actually no, Tinkerton is his rocker. Please hit. Durham. A big KO. Durham's a huge KO for me. So now I just have to patiently just assault this team with Tinkerton Hammer. He knocks. Let me think, what's my objective best play here? Let's say he stealth rocks. Next turn, I U-turn and get a kill. Yeah. Because if I U-turn here, the Moltres dies. And are you serious, bro? Golly, man. 2 turns there were, because if every time I jerk my fucking man, it is what it is. That's why I'm trying to minimize the hex. Every fucking I'm trying to minimize the amount of luck he can get. Now this makes that para means 1 mon down. Any mon it was would have made the big difference. Ugh. Oy, 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 oy. I just gotta be patient, I suppose, with the Garganical. It's just that the fucking Tinkerton should be gone. That pisses me off, man. Alright, let me just not fucking... Nothing irks me like undeserved fucking luck, man. Encore. You waste a turn, Encore. That's useful, I guess. Fuck. Yeah. The Dose turn is the best play. Hard switch to Garg here because he has to Roost or Hurricane. The Garg matchup is key. I can't Iron Defense because the Tinkerton is too bulky. since he only has Volt Switch, Prim is really important. But Garg is king. So Gigaton Hammer, which means he has to he could knock off, I guess. If he were to knock and I go Dragapult, I lose. Yeah, I would lose. But he doesn't. Please, for the love of God, Dragapult. I don't call upon you often. Dude, and y'all think I'm joking when I said it's as if the ladder does not want me to get to a certain point, bros. Like, how, you know how many times it's still lost? It's not his fault. God damn, dude. Zapdos dropping there? Game over. Game over. Zenta sweeps. Like, god damn, dude. Oh my fucking god, dude. This is beyond frustrating. Like, frustrating doesn't begin. Beyond frustrating, man. Frustration doesn't begin to explain what the fuck is happening right now. He's left the Tinkerton in, so maybe he'll throw. I doubt it though. As he gets the fucking para. Bruh. How, dude? Like, dude had to get every fucking thing on earth to win, and he got it. Bro had to get everything known to man to win that game. Okay, we're gonna end it there. Thanks for watching, y'all. We're not quite finished yet. So, not the video, well, the battle you just saw, where I was insanely frustrated. That was this morning, and I decided I'm not gonna end the live there for one core reason. I could have won that game. I didn't get a chance to save the replay. Not a chance. I didn't save the replay. So I can't recall, like I can't review, there we go, the game itself, but there were turns where I was just too lackadaisical. Miss be damned, Farah's be damned. I had more than enough firepower to quickly dispose of that opponent. And so the only reason I lost was because I wasn't good enough yet. Yes, I missed, yes, you know, but in Mon's part of skill is learning to minimize that which is out of your control when it comes to victory. So it's a puzzle, right? There are pathways to solving the puzzle when you're at team preview that put things out of your control, and there are pathways that don't put things out of your control, like hitting Draco, right? 90% of that is in my control, 10% is not, and that's on me. And more importantly, you know, in the midst of that, I lost the point of the, like, I'm supposed to be focusing on the learning aspect right now. There's still much that evidently, as you see, as I'm playing these games, that my knowledge is low on, and it's just gonna take that time and the reps. And so I'm deciding to grab at least one more game. Primarily just to focus from that perspective. Not to do anything more than what am I trying to say? For no other reason than to remind, well, to show an example, but also to remind, have fun, bro. To remind everybody that the objective is learning and having a good time. The winning is just a natural outcome of that process. And for a moment, I allowed that to be forgotten. So, as I look at this opponent's team, what I'm looking at is Zamazenta's iron defense can definitely come through. That wheezing is the biggest issue. So the question is, how can I entice that wheezing to come in? I'd say a combination of stealth rocks and Dragapult. Stealth rocks and Dragapult for sure. Moltres is useless with the, well, it's not useless, but it's not as offensively powerful, but it's very defensively powerful. Heatran and Volcanion are the only things that really pressure it. Primarina struggles with said Volcanion, because it learns sludge bombs and things of that nature, and you know, Draining Kiss just isn't gonna cut it after a while. Fortunately, my Saw Cure is good. So the question is, what can I guard against? I don't guard well against Volcanion. Primarily, that's really my primary concern. And he decides to lead with the beast, and so we're gonna Shadow Ball directly, immediately. Terra Ground, that's very cool to see. But F drop is big, because that allows his Choice Specs. Okay, the Choice Specs, Terra Ground, that's useful information. Choice Specs, Terra Ground is the only way it could knock me out. So I don't have to confirm. But I don't have to be concerned about any terrestrialization on anything else. And my him doing that very early may mean that Primarina can Calm Mind Sweep. We'll just have to see. So what this looks like here is a Moltres U-turn out into my Great Tusk, which allows for me to get, now the Dragapult's gone. Means which is interesting because I could have Draco KO'd him. He goes Landorus, and it's not heavy duty boots. Not sure why Landorus. It must be Balloon Tran. The only explanation I can think of. Not much to guard against my Ice Spinner here. Curious as to what would be his out, but Stealth Rocks is my objective best play. Okay, so bro's on some weirdo stuff. That's good to know. Molly's, he probably has some weirdo stuff with the I could have KO'd his Lando. KOing Lando there would have been big. So this is probably heavy duty boots, defog, all that. So I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp first turn. What's the neutralizing, guys? Because this is gonna matter versus my Zenta, because I know he has defog. Very interesting decisions. Because I also could Iron Defense sweep him with Garg. I just have to be careful around the oh right, I forgot that's how that works. Shit, I didn't pay attention to that. Okay, he doesn't have any recovery, so that's going to be useful for Zenta. I forgot about the neutralizing gas. Okay, fair enough. So what we're gonna do is pivot Tusk out here. The Lando comes in again. I don't know if this has Stone Edge. It does have Stone Edge. So yeah, so he has a pretty strange team. I don't think these particular sets are the standard, but we'll just have to make do. Grass Knot, Special Max, Special Attack, Stone Edge, and Neutralizing Gas. But I have my Zenta and my Prim. But you're gonna have these games where the opponent's gonna have some unique sets and it's gonna give trouble. And it is what it is. Stone Edge. If I go Garg, Intoxicating my Garg is a bitch. I'll go Prim and CM. What does he do? substitute here. I guess he doesn't have to be. He's not spexed. I don't know what he is actually. But Volcanion is what I expected here. Earth power. Okay. Curious what the since it's max special attack Lando, that throws things off a little bit. Toxic wheezing, huh? My best player is to keep Primarina non-terrored though. I'm guessing wheezing carries like sludge bomb. That is strange team. I could Terra Garg and body press this. Garg being poisoned is a big deal. I didn't anticipate. But that means neutralizing gas didn't even make a difference anyway. We're gonna body press here. He opts for Dragonite. The Dragonite must have. Dragonite doesn't make sense versus Azenta, so he must have like Hurricane or something. Yeah. So yeah, this is a pretty strange team. But it's his team, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta make do with what he's working with. As I'm probably staring down Landers. So this was actually a potentially easy game. And my own mistakes are what lost me this game. But the game isn't over yet by any means. Especially because he made that play. Bruce Hurricane. This Dragonite's probably slow. You know, something else that I'm making a big mistake of, because I'm so unaware of the meta, I'm playing these games super cautiously. Like super cautiously. And it's costing me a lot. I'm going into these games like super scared. Not scared, but like, you know what I mean? Like not as like, cause he has Earthquake, Grass Knot, Stone, so he must be like actually choiced. But oh, he's scarfed. Okay. I might just have just enough firepower to try to pull this back. 33% max. I can't take a Iron Defense. I can't take a best players to try to dodge the Hurricane. I can. Yeah. Hurricane is a very volatile move, so banking on a lot. I could Terra Fire, but I want to save my Terra. It's trying to stop me from subbing, which would mean that extreme speed doesn't do enough to stop the next sub. Yeah, it doesn't do enough to stop the. I'm guessing the wheezing doesn't have maybe Grass Knot come out here. But it doesn't knock me out, which is big. What she said. His wheezing Galar comes in. Body press is gonna do negative damage. 3 sludge bombs. I don't know. It does have toxic. Okay. I guess this thing's speed matters a lot, like depending on what the speed tier is. I'll get a little more damage for when Prim comes in. Him toxic spamming is a good play. I just iron defense this turn. Because I don't want, right, I don't want to knock out his Tran. I'm trying to get a free Calm Mind here. Does he have taunt? Oh, fuck me. Okay, fair enough. Okay. That blows, but it is what it is. Yeah. So yeah, we ooh, if I KO'd him there, I won the game. So close game. A lot to be learned there. GG. Very, very winnable game. Very, very winnable game. So it's stuff like that, right? When I look back at those games, I'm like, nothing about that was difficult, or but I'm just gonna have to take those L's. Like none of that stuff would work twice, but almost everything he used in his move pool was exactly good for what I had. He had Scarf Lando with Grass Knot with Stun. Like it was just an onslaught of Terra Ground, Drake Volcanion. Happened to Terra Ground. If I Draco'd his Volcanion, he wouldn't have died. If Specs Shadow Ball didn't KO him, he would have lived the Draco. No matter what. You know, losing my Dragapult, I've never seen Specs Terra Ground. Like all these little details that caught us off guard completely. The neutralizing gas, I should have accounted for that, to be fair. I've never seen, I don't think, a toxic wheezing. So but yeah, like the data from that is really useful as we continue to move forward. But just letting go of this need to because I was so fixated on finally we're gonna break into 18, as if the goal is 1800, as if 1800 is anything, you know. So I just lost sight of it because it's like, oh yeah, let's round out the live at 18, and then, you know, for it to miss, I got very aggravated, and I came back there, and that game would have been a pretty easy win. And that actually, funnily enough, would have put us over 18 because that guy was 19 something, but I have to pay my dues, and there's no way around it. I'll probably end up doing a full-on training. But what did we learn that game? We learned there's Choice Scarf, Grass Knot, Landorus, there's Terra, Round, Specs, Volcanion, and that one-shot Dragapult with Earth Power. Be careful of neutralizing gas wheezing, because that's a thing. Taunt teacher. He just had a lot of things that had a lot of sets that the surprise factor of it the first time was game-changingly detrimental. But I'm just gonna focus on the data gathering. I'm gonna up the aggression slightly, and I don't mean like, oh, I'm gonna be doubling around mindlessly, but because I'm in such a I'm not sure what's about to happen next mode, it's causing me to not focus on because I don't want to just go, okay, well, I'm gonna set up with Primarina turn 1 and then I get gung shotted by Hoopa, because it's shit like that's been happening, right? I'm like, all right, yeah, this should win, and it's gung shot, Cinder, like all kinds of shit that's like, had I just scouted that more. And we've seen a lot of games where me not scouting it cost me, right? That game I was like, I should scout what this Slow King is gonna do, and I said, fuck it, I'm gonna set up versus the stall, and it tricked me. Trick Scarf, like who? But you know, again, the lessons you have to learn, and then they're eventually gonna hit a threshold where none of this stuff catches me off guard anymore, and that's when, like it's always been, that's where things get really fun. But until then, we just have to pay our dues. And I'm looking at this game and I'm like, well, it looks like Sticky Web Grip. I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at. This guy at 1480. Oh boy. How did I get a 1400 player? I just have to stick to the process. What can't we guard? Moltres is on the team for Goldies to some extent. Rabambi in case of some setup shit. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. I want to potentially Zamazenta sweep him. Primarina sweep is probable as well. Just need to lure that Glamora in and clap it early. So phase one's gonna involve Polt. If this is some kind of, you know, Stranger Bombay, we'll work with it. Oh. He's scarfed. Okay. Scarf or Bombay. Got it. Got it. Okay. T-Spikes is too problematic. Scarf or Bombay. Great. Great. This is a big issue. Not necessarily the Robombi, I just, depending on what the Goldango is, this could cause a lot of problems. What I'm gonna end up doing, this looks like almost a silly play. I'm gonna go Primarina and Calm Mind. The Glamora, yeah, I was hoping he'd do something like that. Because the Prim hard switch, you could say, okay, well, he could be AV. And just water stab and my only water resist, or his choice specs and my only water resist. But more importantly, the Glim right there would have been devastating. And so I could potentially, I want to get rid of his Glamora. All my mines are physical except the Polt, which is why I let it. He's Choice Scarf for Bombay. Choice Scarf for Bombay. Choice Scarf for Bombay. We're gonna Draining Kiss here. Thunderbolt. AV. That shouldn't do too much, but I don't want to get knocked. Let's see how much T-Bolt does. Rabombi. What the fuck is this gonna do? He went to it for a reason. Stun Spore, perhaps? I don't know. I'm not going Garg. I can't risk him tricking me or something. I'll go Moltres mid-ground. This thing learns Trick. I did not know that. Did not know that. So I can't go Glim since he has the Glamora. He has Glamora. I can't go Glim because he has Glamora. Actually, no, I can U-turn. Because my Great Tusk is heavy duty boots. Push come to shove. I'll Rapid Spin directly. Push come to shove. He goes Goldango, Balloon Goldie. I'll recap. Ugh, this is low ladder shit. I should maybe I should have accounted for Mortal Spin. To see the Goldango has probably gonna terrestrialize. This clown did not even terra. Or okay, well I get to spin. The Rabombi is a little problematic, but I get to spin. The Tusk is actually a massive problem for him. Rocks up and Headlong Rush spam. Beyond the Mola. What? It's gonna Terra this. Must be Terra Ghost. This doesn't make any sense. I don't trust this. Terra Ghost or Flying or something like that. Tusk is too important. My Garganic can 6-0 him as well. If I played this well. What's my objective best play here? Say terrestrializes this. This is low ladder, so you know some shit's coming my way. It wouldn't be Meteor Beam, so let's go guard mid ground and recover anything off that he does. Terra Ghost. Okay. Terra Ghost is a little problematic, but not the end of the world. Badly poisoned would be very bad. Regular poison I can live with. Badly poisoned is something we cannot entertain. Iron Defense first to see what he does. Okay. Iron Defense again. see what he goes for. So Glamora comes in. Earn defense again to see. Okay, so power gem is his attacking move. Okay, that's useful. So what I'll end up doing is we'll go the badly poison route, because this is his only spin blocker, and I can just headlong rush it and try to spin. We're not like, I'm getting my spin off no matter what he does. Recovery here, and then we Salt Cure. A little annoying that that he can wish back to the Glim. But if I play it patiently, especially if I Salt Cure into Body Press, I'll be okay. Right. So if I Body Press, he'd die. He's trying to scald my Garg. But Garg is annoying, man. Garg is annoying. An annoying ass mon, boy. Might be Gliscor. Might start getting frustrated and go Gliscor, yep. This may have knock, but yeah, the Body Press damage is way too much in conjunction with the Salt Cure. So I Salt Cure here. You may have Protect. I don't want the Mola coming in or the Glim. Yeah, the Mola came in, but just Salt Cure again. Right, there's the Glim that we've been waiting on. So now it's within range of my headlong rush after one. Even if he were to go back to the Glamora. Actually didn't expect Mola back. Maybe it was no, it was the correct play. It's the correct play. Him removing my item is a little problematic. I just need to have this Glim at a certain range of health. Yeah, that's about where I need it. The Mola is too low. Doing 34-ish. The Mola is too low. Yeah, perfect. Exactly the position I want to be in. Because now Tusk in and of itself is a massive problem. Yeah. So Glim would Valkyrie, so I can rapid spin. Valkyrie is my objective best player. Hoopa. I don't think Hoopa can touch me. He's a Soul Vest. I'll recover. Psychic Noise. Oh shit. Very well. But at the very least, I get the Tusk matchup. Suppose he could Scald. Oh, probably makes the most sense, to be fair. He Scalds and burns me, but I should know. Guard can't heal on anything else. Flip turns. I don't mind flip turn. My Tusk can Terra Steel and win this game. I didn't expect to win with Tusk, but nothing else needs to terrestrialize. Because soon, my Primarina just needs to sub, and this shit is a wrap. So it goes Gliscor. I could just Ice Spinner here. Sacks Glamora. Well, not really sack. Alright, I'm a fucking... I forgot to change this to Terra Dark. Shit. Damn. Change this to Terra Dark from Steel. So I'm not even Moonblast immune. I do have Psychic Noise though, so the Mola can't do whatever it wants, but it can't wish, it can only flip turn. Shit. Ah, fucking change it to Terra Dark for those fire types. Maybe I should change Moltres to Terra Dark and keep fucking Tusk Steel. Because Rabambi. I'll double the Tusk here. My fucking Prim is what I needed the most. I'll condition him just in case he Moonblasts this turn. Oh, he wished. Oh, thank God. I don't know why he wished there. Can't risk him going Rabambi. Okay, he didn't. What's funny is the Ribomb could give me problem. Well, no, I have Terrifier and I have Rapid Spin, so it won't matter. So I outspeed Rabambi afterwards and just Ice Spinner. Yeah, never mind. He already Terra'd, so this doesn't matter. This 1400 player gave me trouble, boy, with his weird teams. Trick, Rabambi learns Trick. That was useful. One thing I liked about that game was kept my composure during the fucking the Rabambi choice, like trick choice scarf Rabambi, bro. Like, can you imagine if he caught my Primarina there? That'd have been an incredibly pivotal moment in the battle. Incredibly pivotal moment in the battle. This feels like one of those games where I have to just be patient with each piece. Fine. And if I use each piece correctly, assuming no surprise factor, I should prevail. Because 4 of his mons are Moltres checked. 1 is guard checked. Thanks, bro. And so I'm gonna leverage my offensive potential a bit better here. Like, for example, Prim early game, like mangles. That's the word I was looking for. Mangles him. So he knows my team, which is a thing. Moltres struggles with Moth and Samurott. So Samurott early. That's a bitch. Good Goldango. Okay, so Samurott's early, which is useful. We see him this first turn. I don't know what his counterplay is gonna be. So Mindless, Ceaseless, Edge. The Samurott is gone. Okay. Told you this feels like one of those games where he's just gonna click moves and then. This is a big psychic noise. I'm not sure what he's gonna go for. We're gonna find out. Let's see what we're working with. At least we got some damage off. That's nice. The Dragapult offensively would. Comes a land up, but what am I gonna do? This Goldango. I wanted the reason that particular turn matters so much is because this Goldango is the one thing holding his was the one thing holding my Zamazenta at bay. He ends up just giving it up, which is odd. I don't agree with the, like, he's really gonna have a hard time with guard depending on his next few sets, right? And so we're gonna pause and assess. My Moltres should be straight versus 3, but I've seen a few Stone Edge land those, so I don't want to bet on that. Moth, something I'm really happy to see here. Terra Fire Moth for sure. Not Terra, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Terra Ground. So let's say it's Terra Ground. Let's say it's Terra Ground. And he'd have to get the special attack boost and then Terra Ground me, right? He doesn't get the special attack boost. Then Tusk can eat 1 hit. I'll go hard pull. He gets the boost. Maybe Draco Meteor here. We'll see if Psychic. Okay, maybe not Terra Ground. I don't know. Or maybe they just run Psychic now. I know sometimes Terra Ghost. Okay. That's not good. Because he got the special attack boost. It's not good. Crit my guard, bro. Please, for the love of God, every bit of stuff like this matters. I'll take the lefties. So he gets the boost. It is what it is. Fortunately, not another one. Hmm. 53%. Please guard, just hold out. I'm getting more back then, so I'm 81%. $82. Let me think. I saw Cure here. Moltres won't die. The Sludge Wave. And then I tried a late game, Zenta Sweep. The rolls are too high. Better I just break this before he gets a crit or a special defense drop, right? He ends up getting the drop, which blows, but what are you gonna do? A crit here on this Salt Cure would make a big difference. I think he made a misplay there. He shouldn't have Fiery Danced. He's gonna be able to knock out my Moltres here, but shouldn't have Fiery Danced. If he didn't get the boost there, you always go for yeah, but it worked out. So I gotta be mindful of, I'm actually surprised he Fiery Danced over Sludge Wave. If I Terra Fired there, I'd have had him, but I don't think I would have won either way. Yeah, so he couldn't touch Garg. It's not over, but yeah, pretty over. Probably just gonna use Earthquake, but it's balloon. Yeah. Or my opponent, what would I do? I Dragon Dance. If I wrap his Dragon Dance, won't solve anything. My best play is to Terra Dark Ice Spinner here. Covers for DD and Acro. It just depends on what his gambit is. If it's Air Balloon Gambit, none of this matters. And it's Balloon Gambit, so none of this matters anyway. That was a tough loss to take, but we just gotta make do. I don't regret any decision I made. that particular moth set, there is nothing I was gonna do about that. You know, obviously the Goldengo would have gotten 1v1 versus my Prim, so Goldengo shouldn't have even been around. But I mean, what am I gonna do, right? So Goldengo would have gotten 1v1 by Prim. There are 2 Parahaxes he got in a row. One on the T-Wave, if I hit that, it would have been done. And then the one he got to Nasty Plot, and then he didn't even knock me out from there. So the matchup would have been Prim versus Moth, or Moth couldn't come on the field. Whereas he got the opportunity to bring in a -1, coming on a -1 Tusk with Moth, right? Which means it's a guaranteed KO. But yeah, I mean, what am I gonna do? Thinking. I was just scanning my brain to see what alternatives there were. We just have to take the lesson and run with it. I get rid of this Goldengo. Probably Iron Defense and obliterate this guy's team. But his fucking Raging Bolt is an issue, so maybe not. And he has 2 spin blockers. Yeah, I think being Terra Dark on Tusk isn't as good as maybe making Moltres Terra Dark. My being steel, not having this steel resistance is a really big problem. I don't think I can win this game, honestly. Usually I don't go, because I'm looking at his Raging Bolt. That's just a big thing. Like, the Raging Bolt matchup is far from ideal, but maybe I can. Maybe we can do something. I'll play into the Raging Bolt matchup. Okay, I'll play into the Raging Bolt matchup heavily. Well, I guess since my Tusk, never mind, my Tusk is boots, so the Raging Bolt matchup isn't as important because I can always the word I'm looking for, a head-on rush into it, especially if I force the Terror on something else. And so the question is, what do I want to lure out here? If I go per my lure out Raging Bolt, obviously it's not what we want. If I go Polt, I think I lure out Raging Bolt as well. If I go Zamazenta, Zamazenta is really good. My Moltres is midish. If I go Garganical, I lure out the fucking this thing. If I go Tusk, I lure out. I think there's no way around luring out the to lure out the so if I go Tusk, I feel like he'd do fucking Sterilage. What does that mean for me? He'd try to Swords Dance. It's not ideal. If I Zamazenta Shield, Zamazenta. I'll have to give him my Zamazenta's free defense boost, but oh, I still have more speed than Raging Bolt. I have 1 more speed than Raging Bolt. That's actually a really big stat thing I didn't know about, which means Polt is faster than Raging Bolt too. Okay, I didn't know that. These guys are super fast. Okay, so Polt being faster than Raging Bolt is a big deal. He actually goes to the Raging Bolt, which I personally would not recommend. I'm gonna body press the first turn. If he terras this, then he terras it. I'm gonna body press the first turn. He can't knock me out unless he's like Draco. No, it can't be Draco. Should just Thunderbolt. But if I'm glad he Raging Bolted. That's actually best case scenario. Now, the Zamazenta is really good for versus the remainder of his team as well. But I do have, so he Terra Fairies immediately. I wasn't sure if he Terra. So good T-bolt there. And now he Dragon Pulses. There are fairy no comma means my Polt can shadow ball this after this secondary body press. Didn't want to give up Zenta. Maybe I can give up Moltres. Oh, this thing is too low on health. Dragon Pulse, right? I want to say Polt does 53. Dragon Pulse. Oh, your choice specs. Raging Bolt. But he's probably thinking Zenta is a huge problem, so I'll make that trade every day. You know, your Raging Bolt's a major problem. Shadow Ball does 46 to 54. Okay. Probably should spin this. Do I spin the block here? Oh, that KO'd. Okay, that's a big KO. A Tusk seems to KO Raging Bolt from there. I mean, it's fucking 361 attack, but those interactions are ones I'm not used to. Let me run the calc on that. The Scarlet makes a lot of sense. Here you would go for what's his face? AUSD. Maybe Bitter Blade. Poltergeist. Okay, I'll deal with Polty. And I go Garg here and Terra. He might I was gonna say he might have what's that move called? He might have Bitter Bladed there. But so this is great because Polt matchup is Smekshi and Shekshi. I'll hard Prim because I need this thing off its balloon. Plus Prim is my weakest link here. Doesn't pick up any KOs. Nasty Plot makes sense. I'll always Psychic Noise. It actually KO'd me in one go. Actually Goldingo might be timid. If it's timid, then I'm screwed. If it's timid, then I'm screwed. Anyway. So my play was to... It's probably timid. No, it's not. Okay. If it was timid, then I'd have been in a deep doo-doo. Deep doo-doo. I'm still kinda am. Primarily because the Ogre Pawn could be Swords Dance. And it's the Ogre Pawn would win the game. So what I'd have to do, you'd have to probably double Swords Dance. Actually, very surprised you went Tusk here. I would not have gone Tusk here. Because Tusk almost guarantees the loss. Unless what if the Ogre Pawn has recovery? Could be bulk up or something, but he should have long rush directly. This is a speed tie. He wins it. Maybe this has taunt or something. Oh. Ogre Pawn could have Encore. Encore would be an issue. No Encore. Oh, he's just cudgel spams. Okay. Please, for the love of God. Alright. Okay. What do we learn from this game? Yeah, a lot of things could have gone wrong in this game. In terms of, there were so many speed tier moments. How did I lose Moltres again? Oh yeah, to the Scarlet Poltergeisting. Zenta is really important. I'm also Raging Bull weak. Now I know that. Okay, so sleep on how fast Pult is. What else did we learn here? Ivy Clutch. It wasn't Encore, fortunately. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many. We ran into an Encore one before. I think we lost the game because it was Encore and I didn't see it coming. Another Iron Moth matchup. So let's take what we learned from the last game and bring it to this one. Okay. Shadow Ball spam is super lethal. The Moltres' core purpose is help guards against Lando Mabiances or maybe. Iron Defense Denta shits on his team unless it's on Earth Power Lando. Except for the Katarine and the Ma. Early game Prim shits on his squad. Garg is on the squad. There are quite a few options here. Rocks plus Kirim. We cannot stare down Kirim. He has one of those teams that I think I'll just have to keep. Like, there's really no reason Moltres to ever come out of this game unless it's versus the beasts. He has one of those teams that just has the right amount of you don't know what the fuck is coming, that I could destroy everything in one swoop, or this could be like a complete domination for him. Red card, perhaps. What would be better here, U-turn or Shadow Ball? Katarine lead is just sketchy, man. Katarine lead is super sketchy. But if I get the Shadow Ball damage off, it really opens up my Zamazenta later on. Yeah, it's some fucking, yeah. I knew it was some sketchy shit. Alright, we'll take the damage on the Darkrai. You know we don't do well with fucking paralysis, so I'm not even gonna fucking, oh wow, we got it off. Big deal. Shot, it's left over is Darkrai. Maybe Nasty Plot. Garg is key to keep at bay for that Iron Moth, so I won't go Garg. There's a case for a hard switch to Zenta here. There's certainly a case. So Hatterene I think is Assault Vest. Yeah, you don't take 68%. It's Assault Vest Hatterene, maybe Psyshock. I'm actually glad to see that, because what should happen now, unless he's Will-O-Wisp Darkrai, so he opts for Hatterene, maybe anticipating Zamazenta, or maybe Primarina. So potentially Draining Kiss or Psychic Noise. Psychic Noise is an option. Psychic Noise is definitely an option. Draining Kiss. Not ideal for me, but the Saw Cure damage is good enough. Oh, whoa. You're fucking me up, bro. Okay, so bro made some wild plays and it worked out. Not wild in like it was silly or stupid or anything like that, but like those are some good plays. I just mentioned Psychic Noise and then proceed to 20. Rocky Helmet Landers, and he chose to go to that on me. Very interesting. Just so important next couple turns. This Prim CMing could just really wash, because he's used a lot of stuff that I may have allowed to put me too far in the back, but Prim is going to be a key asset. So we're going to end up doing here is Tusk directly. Now my issue with this particular play is that it's very likely that he's not gonna go Hatterene. And the stealth rocks would be phenomenal. If I were the opponent, you know, hard cure makes a lot of sense here. And so I'm in a place where I'm very tempted to just aggressively stealth rock, because it would just open up the game significantly. I do need rocks up, but if he's wise, he might just go directly into Hatterene anyway. So we're gonna go for the ice spinner damage. I need to get my Garg healed, but there's nothing I can heal on. Bro just did well with that, so I'm probably gonna sack my Garg, which is like we just talked about, is keeping Garg for Iron Moth. But that's how Mons works. He forced my hand, and he did what he needed to do. All right, I'm very tempted to stealth rock. I lose a lot of value if I do though. I can win the game with Prim well timed, so Kirim comes in. Again, the dude's a little higher up, so I expect these things. Like, it's a little more like, okay, that's not like, he's not gonna do some silly shit. So he opts for Dragon Dance Kirim. Okay. I was Zamazenta, so I'm surprised by this. I don't know what's to expect from this. Don't want Prim to Terra. He's gonna kill my guard. Body press here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I already used my Zamazentas. Oh, bro is fucking sick. You're like, Jam, why didn't you go Primarina? Primarina makes a lot of sense. I just think there's some shit in the works here. He Draining Kiss versus my Zenta last time, right? Yeah, which means he didn't account for Terrifier. You mean Helmet Land is a little bit of an issue too. Damn, I took that horribly. You got a crit, but still, I took that fucking awfully. Oh wow, I got clapped here. I took that awfully. Why did you just do that? What? That was your fucking big play? I would. You must have a Terra. Am I like assuming too much? I don't understand that sequence. I just gave him 2 Mons. Particularly Zenta was a big KO I gave him. I didn't think the Icicle Spears would do that much, honestly. I'm really glad to see this Iron Moth here. So let's see what happens. Fortunately, no, you know what. So we get to Psychic Noise directly here. Because the Moth is a big issue for me. The Scizor comes in. Oh my goodness. There's hope. There's hope. Especially if my fucking Tusk spins. Like, Tusk could one-shot an entire team. Probably Rapid Spins, but I don't trust Scizor. Knock. Get a burn. That's a big burn right there. It's a huge burn. This Moltres is a huge issue for him. My objective best play to U-turn or to... I'm faster than the Scizor, so... He goes Lando. Okay, I like Lando a lot. I don't know why he went Lando. He must expect me to have... expect him to have Stone Edge. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense though. So the Lando's about to die. I'll have to take Earth Power damage. Whatever. He sacks Scizor here. He's gonna have to lose a couple of his Mons anyway. Probably should have Stealth Rock. He hasn't Terra'd yet. I'll Ice Spinner anyway. Because the way this is playing out, if I play my Prim right, should I have killed Lando there? No. Been his best there. Been his best there. It's crazy, like there's because of my caution in looking for Dragoness, I was like, okay, Dragoness clearly. So again, he may have had a Terra, I don't know. We'll see the next time we face a Dragoness Kira. But I gave up a lot of value this battle. So there's the Scizoro, she's expected. Here comes Landers. The issue with Lando coming back, unless you're gonna Terra the Lando, is you get the Intimidate, but you don't solve the problem. I guess you could go Lando and then pivot into Iron Moth. But you'd have to keep going back and switching back and forth. So Lando, yeah, Terra Water, okay. So Terra is the Lando. Stealth Rock, Earth Power. My Pult should be faster. Sorry, I had to order a pizza. You're good, bro. I didn't even notice you were Stealth Rock, Earth Power. Prim is too low on health. Ghost type right now. By Calm Mind and Draining Kiss, I'll take too much health. Terra Water. Darkrai probably just nasty pots and sweeps me. Okay, no. Yeah, this game. So this was a very winnable game. Another very winnable game that we're gonna have to collect the knowledge. I keep restating this. It's probably gonna be our last game. I keep restating this, but it's actually kind of crazy for how many games we played. In the grand scheme of things, I only play once every couple of days. So, you know, I'm kind of gonna do these things to get the knowledge. But I'm still kind of like surprised. What's up, everybody? I'm running into everybody. What's up, bro? Thanks, my guy. Right, I'm running to all my subs, but I'm running in like we're still running into shit that I'm like, what is this gonna do? So Iron Crown, because that's such a key component. So many of these games, I'm leaning into, all right, I should win here, and then some bullshit occurs, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess not. It is what it is. But it's more solid team. I do a little better, but I don't want to use a different team. The volatility of this one is very useful to me. So Molly looks like it's good versus essentially 3 members. It doesn't guard well against Rocks plus Shadow Ball. So potentially Choice Specs, Terra Shadow Ball could do some work here. Terra guard once this goes down. Psychic Noise is a move that's like common now. I need to be careful of that annoying ass fucking move. So Iron Crown, huh? I shot a ball directly here. Actually, this could be AV. What if it's AV then? What if we Terra Steals? If he Terra Steals here, I lose my pull. How problematic is that? Very. If he's hype, because this is one of the key things he has for my Garg. Oh my god, and I didn't even 2KO him, so that's a fucking I don't know what kind of monster this is. So actually this is probably the worst case scenario. I forced the Terra and all, but probably the worst case scenario, honestly. I
I think this is not AV though. AV would have taken less. I think he is specs. So we get to flamethrower directly here. Okay, Clef not take that well at all. What the fuck kind of Clef is this?
This boy's offensive Clef. I think.
I'm gonna make what's, I have to up the aggression slightly. I'm gonna make what looks like a wild play. I'm gonna go my Tusk. Or maybe he's not offensive. What the fuck is about to happen? You switch the Clef in on a fucking Moltres. He doesn't have anything for Moltres, for real. Yeah, I like my Prim a lot in the late game, so we're gonna keep that. We go to this to fucking Moonblast the Moltres? Moonlighted. Huh? Moonlight. I think Moonlight means you're unaware. Yeah, this will always be that. Okay. No, he's fucking what's his face? It's a little annoying, but since I think he only has 33% knockoff. He's not unaware, which means my Prim is straight. Yeah, flamethrower again. Thunderwave. The upside is that I get to move second. This guy doesn't have Moonblast. Pretty sure he should know my team, so I'd go to the Tycon Cuttermon here. If he T-Ways, I'm boned. He watches my vids, so he should know my team. Do I bank on that? Yes, I do. He does go Iron Crown. Like, he should know my team. Now, the upside I have also is that my Zenta seems to sweep him. We're gonna have to see. Unless his Zenta is Roar. My Moltres is really important. Very good. Very, very, very impressive. So I have to give up my Tusk here. He actually Volt Switch. I didn't expect Volt Switch there. I was just sacking the Tusk. Objectively was my best play. Okay. This Ice Spinner here. It doesn't really. Oh, he actually got Lando. I don't think Lando was a good play, but I'll take it. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. He didn't need to go Lando. Didn't need to go Lando there. He actually can't touch my Tusk. No, he has Moonblast as his last move, most likely. I wouldn't be shocked to see him double switch here. Okay, so he's gonna. Well, it wouldn't make sense to double switch to Stealth Rock, right? So, I mean, you may have Stone Edge. Ah, this is a thing now. Okay. Iron Crown is a bitch. But he didn't heal. Which is a big deal. Yeah, he didn't heal. My Tusk is mid. I do get to Headlong Rush anytime it comes in though. It comes in on 2 things. So it goes to the Iron Crown here, which is quite neat. I'm curious to see what he's gonna do once I go to my Zenta after this. This must be Iron Defense Zenta. Mully's good. We're gonna Headlong Rush here. Let him Tycon Cutter. Go Moltres in a U-turn. You'd have to go to. She light Moltres U-turn here. I mean Moltres Flamethrower here. I think he's the type to risk this this para. If he watches my vids, he knows like, yeah, this is almost a guaranteed para on Jamster here. But yeah, figured. Let's see if we get it. Okay, nice. That opens up my Primarina significantly as he unbounds himself. The Molly, good, but it's not gonna last here. Psychic noise. Because right now Garg looking good too. Garg's looking amazingly handsome. I heard these things like to run AV now. I just need a bit of damage on it so that my Prim should win. Unless it's Gong Shot in the race. Gong Shot's in the race and I'm cooked. That was Clef. I can't switch. Oh, yeah. I can't switch out Iron Defense spam to the maximal. But probably won't do that much with body press. I wonder what his move is, his item is. Maybe Sticky Web or something. Sticky Barb. Doesn't have a ton of moonlights. Let's see what it is. It's not Sticky Barb. Body press is doing decent damage, especially because he's used up so many moonlights. My crit won't knock me out. He needs me to be within a certain range in moonlight here for his hoop on bound. Yeah. Body first again here. 50% is sufficient. Tupa shouldn't be able to knock me out. Psychic noises, but Primarina beats the last two. The ops for Zenta, which is great. Salt cure this. Yeah. I think that salt seals the deal for me. Unless this is I don't even need to. This could be Roar, but even if it's Roar, Garg's too bulky. Garg's too bulky and he's not doing any damage to me. I neutralized his Salt Cure. So he is Roar. Okay, give me Prim. Get my Zenta back. I'm probably faster. I'm max speed. I probably shouldn't have risked this, honestly. He goes Hoop on bound. This should destroy Scarf. This doesn't make sense unless this is Scarf. I don't think Scarf can kill me though. Oh, yeah, it doesn't kill me, but he has Terror already. Wow, what? Hoopa survives that? That's insane. So him switching out the Zenta is key for victory. Now I'm not pleased that I had to take that hit. I'm surprised he went Cinderace. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Cinder guaranteed dies instead of going hard Zent. I guess he doesn't want to be roared, but GG, bro. I'm probably faster. Yeah, that's too much. Oh boy. We're getting better opponents, which is good. All my opponents have been beasts. So many winnable games. Actually, the funny thing is the easiest games I think thus far to have won were the higher ones, like the ones where the players were probably 19 or 18, high 18 plus. Give me a sec. So in this particular game, it may actually be physically impossible to prevail, but I do have one advantage, and is that my Dragapult, he has no dragon resist. So Mully, I'm not Terra Water. Terra would have been nice here. I need to KO his Tentacruel. Prim is good. And Zenta can do something. Tusk can do something. If I get rid of his Pelipper early, then it's Gucci. AV Tenny. And Raindish. Splendid, amazing, beautiful, cool. Raindish. It's not AV, it's just Max Spadef. Okay. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. I don't know what he's gonna do. Maybe knock off or toxic or something like that. My Garg would be good. Draco meter did 50%. Is that just max HP? Dragapult. Oh, it's already on Dragapult. Tentacruel. I think he double switches here. Tentacruel. In new utility, sure. What does that mean? And that's max HP. Draco meter does not. He's fucking Spadef. Oh, Draco again. What does he go for? Good luck. Flip turn. Appreciate the good luck wishes, brother. I think this nasty pots. Does he ice beam? Does he run ice beam? A nasty plot here. Oh, that does nothing. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. My meal is cooked. Yeah, I fucking lost. It's a tough loss to take. It's a tough loss to take. You nasty plots again. Yeah, I can sulk here on the out chance he expects me to not be his life orb. So he gets 3 more KOs. Prim might live. I doubt it though. Prim, if I was AV, he must know my team. You never set up Golduck here unless you expect me to be not be AV Prim. The serve makes sense. I mean, it's just the best objective play. Tentacruel is a nasty matchup. It's just an absolutely disgusting matchup. But there's no way Prim's taking +4 life orb surf in the rain. Not unless I was AV. But I have to give up 2 mods, it's a matter of which 2. I gotta try for Prim to live. Probably 0% chance. Oh, I lived, okay. Blessed. I did not expect that. Draining Kiss missed the KO though. That's a big KO miss right now, Draining Kiss. The big KO miss. Obviously the Pelipper. Into now I have to give up flip turn is very cool. The Draco's here. Why specs? I Terra this and Shadow Ball. I'm not tearing anything else. Damage might be the key to victory. 58%. That literally did nothing. It's a bold Draco there. It's a bold Draco meet ya. Cause if you miss, you're cooked. Yeah. Just not looking. I could go Zenta and the Pelipper definitely has Hurricane. But I'm making assumptions, maybe not. Maybe not. So what we're gonna do is rocks. Get a little bit of ice spin of damage on this Pelipper if we can. So Zenta can pull us back. Hurricane, yeah. Okay. This, what could I have done there? The only thing I could have done was, well, I guess now I know the Tentacruel. So versus the Pele matchup, if I U-turn there on the Tenna, I didn't think Tenna would take it, but to be fair, it's a Tentacruel. What else would he do? If he did stay in, it would have been worse. I knew Rain was a tough matchup for me, but I had some tools, I think, if I U-turned at the right time and things like that. The Tentacruel, the Golduck. So me Dracoing on Tentacruel and then staying in. I didn't anticipate flip turn. My double Draco was to account for a double to Barraskewda. Then flip turn completely cooked me. So but good data. We keep going up now. It's like, okay, Jam, you got some data now. You're gonna lose the data. So this guy we played. When did we play? Is this the same guy we just played? So he knows my squad. I think he changed some stuff. Is this the same dude? With the Zent? I don't remember. I'm playing too many guys. Okay. Either way, I'm not gonna assume that I know. He's might have been Prim week and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna change it. I really like my Zenta's matchup in this. I'd have to get rid of his pull. So Rock's early is big. Rock's early is massive. See what this is leftovers. Is this the same dude? Knock off the UA. So let's assess this. What's Moltres' goal here? Moltres grade versus Tusk. Just a little bit with Ogre it takes a hit. This could be his rocker. If I go Garg and start setting up, how does he beat that? But that's assuming, well, it could Moonblast and stuff. Like Conqueror did. It knocks. I don't see an item. This is probably, can't be Pooch. It might be, the item called. It might be, that's around the same. Stealth Rock, okay. Stealth Rock knockoff, Moonblast, Moon. Okay. This isn't too bad. Moltres having to deal with rocks isn't great, but I've gotten a lot of data on his set. Me getting up rocks is really key. So we're gonna stall some Moonlights here. Upon Bound comes in. He has to take a U-turn here. It's a very interesting Upa play, considering how Ghost Week is. Let's see what happens here. Wait, how does Hoopa knock me out? You have to be like Specs fucking. But Hoopa should also be slower than Moltres. It's a very interesting sequence here. I'm gonna roll with it for the data. And so one of the big things holding me back right now is just the, like you see like the turn in front of me. Zero poison. It's trying a psychic move. Garg is still good. Oh, and no Garg here. I don't know what to expect. Terra poison here. Garg's still good in this matchup. Bolt is too good too. Psychic noise is too probable. To go Garganical. Because Garg Terra Berry is really lethal. Prim is actually mid. Prim is actually very mid this game. It's okay. Psychic noise, fine. Prim's actually very mid this game. So this is Assault Vis. I'll Calm Mind for, actually I was gonna say maybe not Calm Mind. It was actually very mid that game. So no matter what he does, I'm Roxing here for the long term. Even if he's feeling frisky and leaves the Hoopa in, which he does. But I thought that through and I was like, actually no, I could have headlong rushed and then stealth rocked if I was gonna willingly risk my Tusk. That wasn't a good play on his part either, but I took on more of the risk there. Yeah, and I'm gonna pay for it as a result. That's fair. That was out. Both of us made 2 stupid plays there. He should never leave Hoopa in there, and I should never stealth rock. I can always stealth rock on the Moltres. The worst I can do is get wisped, which is not an issue this game. So that was just foolish on both our ends. Me losing my item matters. I think it's just gonna come down to what the Dragapult is. If the Dragapult's choice specs, then it's gonna be an issue. That's right. Look at how much value this Hoopa is taking. For what? You know what I'm saying? My Terra Ghost Pult could, like, there's too many possibilities here. All right, I'm tripping. My Zamazenta could just get. I think he'll just. I fucked up this game. I need to stop playing, or I lose too many points. It's been too long. Cause me even going Zenta here doesn't make sense. Dragapult would have been. Yeah, I'm playing too fucking many games. I'm playing too many games. What makes sense here? We'll see. It'll depend on if he specs Bolt or not. Goes hard Tusk, good speed boost Tusk. Yeah. Damn, I could have fucked his Tusk up. It is what it is. I haven't lost or anything, but because he has to headlong rush here. He could iron, yeah, that's why I fucking it'll depend on what his Pult set is. If his Pult's like Hex, Wisp Hex, and Dragon Darts, then I'll be fine. This headlong rush could do a decent bit, but 33%. It'll just depend on what his Pult set is. He goes Overpawn, which is surprising. I don't get this. It's just leftovers. Pult must be some thing that can't touch this. Yeah, it starts. Okay, so Zenta sweeps. Must be banned Pult then. That makes sense. So Zenta actually sweeps. Do we keep going? I'm trying to round out this live at 18. And every time I played pretty poorly there. I just happened to get a situation where the opponent is really weak to Terrifier Zenta, and I can tell he's probably like low-key tilting. So I'm gonna it'd just be a shame if after 4 hours of recording I don't even try. So this is the guaranteed last game no matter what. If it turns out we don't round it out, we don't round it out. We'll just collect the data. Oh yeah, this guy. We learned a lot last time we played him with the Terras and all that stuff, so looking forward to this one. Got a lot of data last time. The Hatterene Devon, the Katarine Devon. Shout outs to my One Piece fans out there. Pult is too damn good. The Hatterene is just a bitch though. Don't really have much for that. My Curum is great. I'm not gonna allow ourselves to get nuzzled this time. We'll play the Draining Kiss game. So what are we at? 73%. Psychic Noise makes a lot of sense here. Molly is good versus... My lack of fucking psychic resist is disgustingly sickening. Disgusting. Just an awful thing, you know? Like, it's crazy how much trouble psychic types give me. I'm gonna make a semi wild play here. Gonna go to Dragapult. Yeah. He either Psychic Noises, which brings him in my Shadow Ball's range, or he Darkrai would be good here. If he stays in, he'd stay into Draining Kiss. I'll take the Dark out. Draco would be a phenomenal play. Scizor is good. He's not bullet punching, but I'm not that aggressive. I am not that guy. I am not that guy. You're not that guy, Claire. You're not that guy. No, I'm definitely not that guy. Roost. Roxlando. Dragon Dance, Kieran. Endure hard here, objectively best. Yes. Us for Landers. I think this Landers had Terra Water something something. It had Stone Edge. And Earth Power. But just based on his playstyle, he 100% goes for the Stealth Rock here, and that's gonna be a big turn for me. I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp, which means his Stone Edge can't knock me out now. And this is a huge turn. Because Moltres is actually very difficult for him to deal with. So I have to U-turn here. Okay, Obstresses. He opts for the ops. That's phenomenal for us. We get to U-turn. He bullet punches and Life Orb dies. So we'll Stealth Rock here. We get them up, which helps for Moth and Kyurem. I'm actually starting to slow down and actually use my fucking brain for once. A little bit. This did weird things last time. It Dragon Danced and smoked me. But it couldn't destroy, it couldn't touch my Prim, which is odd. I mean, what would Prim fear? Prim would fear Terra Steel, and my Zenta can take on a Terra Steel. Terra Steel or something like that. Terra Fire. Okay, that's why you fucking didn't want a Terra. Got you. That makes sense. So he's Terra'd. My Primarina is gone. So Zenta has to take a hit. Okay. Zenta. All I need to do in this game is Rapid Spin and Shadow Ball. Dark should also potentially 1v1 his entire team. So with the defense boost, the Kyurem is invalidated. Oh, he body pressed here. He still does so much because he crit the first one. He crit the second one, I mean. So you try to Draining Kiss me here. Is Terra worth it? Potentially crunch to a KO. Would I Terra anything else? Nah, I think actually Terra is worth him not healing here. This shit is a pain in my ass. I got a defense drop, which is big. It's actually a massive defense drop. Big game changing defense right there. For now, the Lando has to rear its ugly head. I can spin though. Okay, helmet. 15%. Lando dies. Molly can do some damage versus. I want to be careful of this Darkrai, but maybe I'll be at a Moltres. Let's say he U-turns. He'd have to go to Arm Moth and take rocks, and my Moltres takes half. I'll do that. Plus, I think he has the Earth Power. I think objectively his best plays are just his best plays. Hat would definitely eat a hit from here, but that doesn't matter as much. Yeah, Moth, Sludge Waves here, and I get the free Pulse switch. No, I get Garg. I get Garg for free. Sidekicks, a waste of a move. I should put some speed on my guard, but I saved the just recover here. Hatterene doesn't matter because of the Zamazenta sack. And I'm trying to avoid any nonsense. If I Tusk and Long Rush, Moth dies. Just Headlong Rush here. Ice Spinner probably KOs, but I actually don't need to. No, Ice Spinner does 24. Do I even need to? I'll kill my Tusk. The Lando can't KO me, so I'll just Rapid Spin on the Lando. You should sack Moth here. Because I'm trying to avoid any missed chances. I just need one hit on his Darkrai and I Shadow Ball sweep. But one way his Darkrai could pull it off is with so if he gives up, should give up Moth. But I know he doesn't want to give up his sacks. And it depends on what the Darkrai has. If the Darkrai has Ice Beam, then you know, can't have Focus Blast, Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Ice Ball. Like he has to not have something. And if Lando dies, then Guard claps. Unless this Hatterene is faster than my Guard. No, Hatterene has to invest quite a bit of speed to hit Guard's tier. Tier, but it might be. So I have Moltres. I have Rapid Spin. If the Moltres spins, then it's almost ensured to be. So the Moth sack, right? Then here comes Darkrai. The question is, does this Darkrai have anything to touch Dusk? I don't think it matters. Play objectively is Moltres here. He does Nasty Plot. And I go Pull. You turn into Draco. No, a Draco direct. Oh, actually, this was a throw. I fucking... Because now he can go Hatterene, or if he goes Landers. Actually, no. No. I'd go Hatterene. Yeah, I fucking made a huge fucking ass play there. If this shit has Focus Blast or he just gets the flinch, I'm cooked. You know, like the only way I could have, like, that was a horrible fucking I mean, like, damn. Because what I didn't account the, so what was the big mistake there? The only way I could lose is the only way I could lose, I don't know why he didn't Dark Pulse. I think he forgot he didn't Terra. I didn't Terra. Yeah. Through. Yeah. So you've had Focus Blast. You see what I'm talking about? So undeserved win, honestly. Not undeserved win. I deserved, but like, I literally tried to throw the game. The only way I could lose is if he Nasty Plotted. So, like, what was I did it, like, I had the entire game planned out towards the end, and I got greedy and I was like, oh, duh. But then what I forgot was that he has a Hatterene list, so I can't even Draco his Darkrai because I sacked the Moltres. So I can't, so if the only thing I needed to do there was stop him from Nasty Plot, so my Guard could get a free switch on the Darkrai, which is a guaranteed win. get my, like, it's basic shit, but you can see how rusty I am, but like we had to do it. So for the most, the remainder of the game was cleanly played, but it doesn't matter if you don't fucking finish the game the right way. So yeah, so this was gonna be the last game, so we're gonna switch this team. So something I didn't mention, the reason I was so hell-bent on the 1800 is because I had said to myself mentally, I'm not changing this team until it gets to 18, because it has the potential to do well. So now, and I didn't want to do another long live with it, so now the training team is gonna be swapped out. We're gonna get some new stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.